alphabet and organized by the Nigerian Cricket Federation. Earlier this afternoon, my colleague was at the toss, Seun Ajidagba. With me in the box today, again the big names still around. We have Seun Odeku, we have Ajidagba Seun, we have John Tamno. Many more voices you will be hearing. Perhaps a build up ahead of tomorrow. Start place match. This game, Sierra Leone versus Ghana. Plenty to play for.
Just put the one. So scatter.
This is match 18, day 9 of this competition. My name is Oluwaseun Ajilagba. We are set for the toss of the coin. The Ghanaian captain is the home team, Samson Kwasi Awia. We have the captain of Sierra Leone, the away side, George Edward Ngbeba. Our match referee, Tonye Timinadi. And the third umpire for today, Habib Hamoto Enesi. We are set for the toss of the coin.
Captain of the head and the tail.
Okay.
Heads.
Head is the call. Head have it.
Congratulations, George Edward Ngbeba, for winning the toss. What do you intend to do?
We'll have a ball first.
What informed this decision to bowl first?
Based on the team we are playing with today and based on the conditions for today's match. So that's why we decided to have a ball first if we win the toss. And eventually we have won it, so we'll stick to the plan for today.
George, are there changes to the side?
Yes, there are changes to the side. Yebe Jallo is staying out. We also have who is coming in? Lamin. That's not Lamin coming in. Lamin was outside for yesterday, so Lamin is coming in. It's just one changes for today's match.
I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
You just heard him. Just one change. Yegbe Jallo stays back for former captain Lansana Lamin. I'll now talk to the captain of Ghana, Samson Kwasi Awia. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
You lost the toss. If you had won, what would you have done?
I would have bowled first. Considering the conditions, it would be better to bowl first. But we've lost. I think we just need to play alongside how the pitch plays, adjust to make sure we get a better total to bowl them below.
Talking about adjustments, the Ghanaian team needs an adjustment based on recent performances.
Yes, sir, we do. And we have two changes in that regard. So we have Awala, who is a batter coming in, and then we have Aziz also, who is a spinner, because the conditions also tells it that at least we need more spinners as well too. So yes, we have two changes in the squad today.
All the best.
Thank you, sir.
You just had the two captains. Unfortunately for Samson Kwasi Awia, he said the surface is not favourable for batting. I would have loved to bowl first, but I didn't win the toss. But there is a change in the squad. That's the size of the package from the Tafawa Balewa Cricket Oval, venue for the West Africa Trophy, proudly sponsored by Dafabet. Today, that's it from the man in the middle, the mic guru himself, Seun Ajidagba, and his Sierra Leone will be fielding first. It's Ghana who's gone into bat. Pleased to tell you that Ghana and Sierra Leone are third and fourth placed presently on the table after 8 games each, and this is the 9th game for both teams. Looking for some positive outcome here before the last day tomorrow. The Sierra Leone, rich history between both teams. It's Rexford who will be opening the batting for Ghana. And the captain himself, Samson Awia. Umpires for today. Umpire David Odiambo, who is mentor umpire of this tournament all the way from Kenya. And Taiwo Olatunjoye. And it's Samuel Conte who delivers the first one from the pavilion end. Clearly, this is a positive intent. Rexford steaming in the first one hard. The captain, Samson Awia, will have to lift from the front today. Plenty of experience behind him. This fine gentleman have played so much cricket in the last 10 days. And this is match number 18 on the 9th match day.
shapes off, but change of mind there. Pushes straight to mid wicket. No run taken. Both teams have plenty to play for leading up to this game. So full 20 overs here, unlike the first game that was affected by rain. Match on time. And the first minutes of the second game. Where is the call? Run out opportunity. He misses that one. Rexford shaping up down the line. The nearest batter on the leaderboard chart for this tournament for Ghana is Obed Harvey, who's played 7 innings and scored 121 at an average of 20.17, strike rate 79. Perhaps we'll have some role to play in this game. The next Ghanaian is on number 10. There are 2 Ghanaians in the top 10. Godfrey Bakiwayem swings big and misses that one. There's 86 runs from 8 innings, averaging 17. Decent strike rate of 102. Godfrey Bakiwayem sitting at number 10. Raymond Coker, the only Sierra Leone bowler in the top 10, up with 9 wickets in 7 innings, economy rate of 5.5, averaging 16. And here is Samuel Conte, brilliant one. This will go all the way, brings up the first boundary for Ghana. Captain Samson Awea was going on the mark for up 4 deliveries, picking a boundary in the 4th ball. Where is the call? Plenty of energy there by the Sierra Leoneans. Solomon. It's end of the first over. 5 for no loss. Then but wasn't quick enough to deny them of that boundary. From the Court of Appeal end is George Cisse. Fourth stump line, just outside the off stump, plays and misses. Rexford. Big man with the ability to hit them really big. We'll have to wait to find that form today. Swing bigs this time. Getting deep mid-wicket into play. Fielder comes around it. Comfortable too. Rexford given the opportunity to open the batting today and go really big. He's done it before for Ghana. Reminded us of 2018 here. Had a field day with the Nigerian team and other West African teams. But again, he has George Cisse to contend with this time. Big swing, goes over, slips. The man, the third man comes into play. Samuel Conte for Sierra Leone. It's 8 for no loss. Sampson and Rexford forging that needed partnership for Ghana. The captain will have to carry this one on his shoulders. He understands it. Everyone from Accra and the Volta region, Kumasi, would be expecting much more from the captain. Plays and misses that one. On the mics with me will be Sheon Wadeku. A game you want to be part of. Sheon, what do you expect or make of this game?
No pressure game. An opportunity to finish with a positive, on a positive note in the league group stages, and also maybe get ready for tomorrow's finals. Andy. So overall, it's a no pressure game. Just go there, treat it like a net session in the center, and express yourself. Yeah.
Sheon, you know the history between both teams and what we call the West African Derby. What you reckon will be happening at Kington Oval in Freetown right now?
If this game were holding there, no. I think that's one of the, in my playing days, I would say that was probably one of the most, I would say, intimidating ovals I've played in, right? Andy, and I'm sure you're very much aware of what happened when we played Sierra Leone, at that oval. Yeah.
There on your screen, the metro station, the blue line by the Lagos State government. They are the CMS. Just 2-3 minutes away from the TBS cricket oval. The coastal lines, beautiful scene of Lagos.
Absolutely. Marina Station, terminating at the Mile 2 station. The red line is coming in. Andy, are you excited about that?
Well, I am, because over 25 million people in Lagos. You don't want to be driving through this traffic every single day, and that coming up by the Lagos State government is beautiful to see.
Absolutely. I think I'm even more excited about the potential it has to bring in cricketers from outside Lagos. Once the red line is connected, cricketers from Oyo State, from Ogun State can then catch the train, stop at Yaba, get the red line to TBS. It makes it so seamless, Andy. Yeah.
It will be connecting those 3 states, and it's good to see. It's second 2 of us gone, and it's 8 for no loss. Rexford this time versus Conte. A quick single there, as expected. Looking like he means business today. He's got it in him, that young man, Rexford Bakum. Big shoulders, remind us of Keron Pollard.
Absolutely. A Ghanaian giant.
He hits it miles, but the question is, how long will he have to stay to achieve that?
I'm even of the view that the camera doesn't do justice to his actual size.
He's big. He's a big man.
It makes the bat look like a fan, a paper fan.
If you're following us live around the world and you're around Lagos, tomorrow is a big one. The finals, 2:15 p.m. Perhaps Nigeria versus Rwanda again. We will see that one. But this time, it's Ghana versus Sierra Leone.
Absolutely. For Ghana to have any chance of qualifying today, they need to score 350 runs, Andy. They've not started at the at the pace that will potentially get them there, Andy. I think maybe within themselves, they probably have come to the realization that it's no longer possible for them to play in the final. And maybe they're just trying to give it the best shot to finish strong today, and also go out on a finish and a winning note tomorrow.
Well, I'll tell you what, the points are there to be taken from every single game in this tournament, and the ranking points are still there. So, I mean, the way the Ghanaians are batting now, they've got the ability. I've always believed in them. I mean, Samson Awea, Rexford Vacuum, a team that has guys like Obed Harvey, Godfred Bakiwayem. You can't take anything away from that team. They've got what it takes. All they need is spend some time in the crease, and I think that's what they're trying to do at the moment. Build on this and see what happens in the last 5 overs.
Absolutely. Just a bit of, I would say poor fielding from the Sierra Leonean team. Too many easy singles. I think that's where, if we're benchmarking them against the team topping the table in this tournament, Nigeria, I think that's really been a big difference, where those Nigeria has punished a lot of their opponents for taking those risky singles. But I think Ghana just really enjoying those opportunities now. Another chance goes back in, Andy.
Well, the field placement, perhaps no one in that slip cordon to take that chance. But early on, you have to give yourself a chance. You can't be so defensive even without the batter having a go. And I don't think Rexford has shown that big intent. He's been trying to push it around, almost a leading edge there, but I mean finds a gap around the slip cordon.
Beautiful pace from Samuel Conte. That was the second nick in this over, but getting no joy from those nicks. Again, but good carry. Despite the rains, the wicket seems to be carrying a lot today, and credit to the groundsman, Andy.
He rocks back and pulls that one into the space around mid-wicket area. Comfortable too.
Again, just as we talk about the pitch playing through,
Yeah.
you can see that came on nicely to the bat.
Trust me, I mean, the ground staff have been exceptionally good at this. I mean, they've worked really hard. We see leading up to this tournament how many days, hours they spend on rolling the pitch, ensuring they get the right, the life from the wicket. And the bowlers and batters are really enjoying the field days here. I mean, it's been an amazing 9 days. We saw the rains this morning and how they rallied around to ensure that we could resume play within 30 minutes of taking off the cover. So it's brilliant to see, and I must commend the Nigerian Cricket Federation for putting up this show, accepting the tournament in such a short time. I mean, I think the region have been starved of tournament. Ghana is about 7 hours away from Lagos, and they should be playing plenty of series between those both countries. Of course, we also see Sierra Leone can connect to Ghana, but again, that's probably around 36 hours drive. So countries will have to start looking at those options, unlike the East African countries that connect themselves so quickly. That's a challenge for West Africa, but hey, if you want to play cricket, you have to come. He comes down the line, run out opportunity, again, misses that. That's what Nigerians will not take. I mean, the Nigerian fielding side would automatically hit that stump. I mean, 5 out of 10, and we gives you a chance. So, I mean, something these Sierra Leoneans will have to think about and work on.
Absolutely, Andy. And I think, anytime I come to this wicket and this pitch in general, I think a lot of people don't know the role you played as a board member in getting us to transition from a concrete surface to this tough wicket that we're enjoying today. And this is one of the benefits and the positive sides of COVID, I would say, Andy. So do you want to share a bit of the insight in how, you insisted that, during this period, we need to move away from a concrete surface?
Well, he misses a straight one, and Captain Samson Awea will work. It's George Cisse who's gotten the breakthrough for Sierra Leone, needed at this time in the 4th over, and it's 16 for 1 after 3.2. Sheon, back to your question, I'll tell you what has worked for us as a board is a partnership that the leadership understands we need to build, and we've been able to put that together. Trust me, it's always going to be difficult when you
benefits and the positive sides of COVID, I would say, Andy. So do you want to share a bit of the insight in how, you insisted that, during this period we
that require representation on the board, and you having to convince a whole lot of them. The most important thing is the leadership between President Ukwenya and Uyi Akpata agreeing to understand that this is the home of Nigerian cricket and they need to bring up a tough wicket here. The CCC League plays here over 135 games every season plus, so you have to, and over 300 cricketers involved. So you have core of your players across the country playing in this league. You need to give it some life, and I'm happy to have been part of that setup. I mean, it gives me joy to see that, yes, I might not be playing for Nigeria on them, but at least we can watch youngsters come through and play cricket on this surface. It's a beautiful scene. to see. And this is the home of Nigerian cricket. Growing up, I dreamt of this. Shehu, you know how you and I used to come. You come from King's College and I come from Ansarudin Grammar School to play together at the TBS Oval, and you get here and their parties are on and you can't play cricket. But the ability of the NCF through those years to take over this pitch and build it to what it is today is unbelievable. And we must give thanks to the Lagos State government under Akinwumi, but they also supported development around it. So, I mean, Uyi Akpata have been involved in that one. So it's a big thing for us, and I'm excited we're able to do this for Nigeria.
Absolutely, Andy. When people come together, put aside their differences, great things happen. And we hope that many more will happen. You know, wonderful, wonderful pitch. This pitch is transformed right before our very own eyes. And we expect that, you know, we'll continue to see more good things. We're hoping that this will be the Lords of Africa. Give Wanderers a good run for their money. Give the Centurion a good run for their money. And also maybe the Bull Ring. What do you think, Andy?
Well, I'll tell you what, yeah. I mean, if you've been to Abuja as well, you see the investment on those 2 wickets. I mean, if you've been to Abuja, you would see, the amount of investment that have gone on in those 2 ovals there. I mean, the same thing happening in Benin City, where we've had 2 tough pitches there as well. Of course, we have one in Kaduna. You know, so the whole idea is to have similar facilities around the 6 geopolitical region where we can call the high performance centers and gradually build that into a unit such that things allowing us, we can move tournaments across the country and young stars will see the Nigerian team playing live. I mean, that's a dream of everyone on the board, and we understand that, you know. If you follow closely what we're doing recently, even at the youth games, the under-15 tournament, equipment were donated by the Nigerian Cricket Federation. For the first time in a long time, a couple of years back, we purchased a whole lot of equipment that were, donated across the 36 states. So it's something that everyone on the board understands, that the game is more important to all of us, you know. So the players, facility development, high performance activities, a lot of investment have gone into our players playing abroad, playing in South Africa. I mean, recently the under-19 team was in India. That's part of the whole exposure we're planned. So, I mean, that's what we expect to see some of these West African countries start doing to be able to catch up with the big 2, Zimbabwe and South Africa.
Absolutely, Andy. And I can say that maybe we're beginning to see the reward of all of this. Clearly, the quality of the Nigerian cricket team has gone up. And again, Ghana putting together 2 tough wickets, closely following behind Nigeria, getting ready for the All-African Games. I'm really excited about going to see those wickets, you know, seeing how they play, you know, how that kind of starts a kind of transformation, in the region also. I know that Sierra Leone is also considering putting one together. And, you know, we're certain that if we continue in this trajectory, overall benefits on positive sides of COVID significant. But clearly, no doubt, the talent is everywhere in this region. What we need is just a little bit more coordination. And
that's another wicket for George Cisse. I beg your pardon.
they replay.
It's actually a replay. I was overexcited. Maybe I want too many for the young man. I mean, he's got the potentials to dominate in this tournament. Big height, and that height that you can envy, and should have the potentials of being one of the fastest bowlers in this region. Yes, Shehu, you talked about the wickets, presently being built in Ghana. Nigeria has been part of that process with the support from the ICC Africa office, Patricia and Cuban being part of the entire process. Our interest as Nigeria is to see the game flourish around the West African region, and that is why the NCF president have from time to time sent our groundsmen, Yemi Musa and Francis, to go there to help them. And the partnership is working. Hopefully those wickets will be ready for the All-African Games, and we'll all be following live at some point the first quarter of next year.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Andy, just in case somebody's out there who's got some spare cash in Ghana or in West African region, is really listening to us and saying, oh, I didn't know all of this is happening in West Africa. I'm passionate about cricket. I would like to invest in cricket. Are you guys welcoming investors, Andy?
Trust me, what we need right now is not just the players or the administrators. We need money. Absolutely. So, if you come on board, we have a lot for you. we will show you. You can see what we have here with Dafa, Beta, and Sparkles. I mean, Henneken there. I mean, Nigerian Cricket Federation, Lagos State. Trust me, we have everything, I mean, to do. We have you. I mean, we're going to be having our under-17 tournament early next year. We're planning the National Men's and Women's Championship. The men's team will be out in Namibia later this year. The women's team will be vying to compete in Uganda to get a chance at the Women's World Cup. So there are a lot of activities lined up by the Nigerian Cricket Federation. So the sponsorship is required from around the country. It will really help us. And back to the game, it's 23. Is he going to go all the way? No. 2 runs taken there. It's 23 for 1 after 4.3 overs. Here, Ghana versus Sierra Leone.
Absolutely. The game is coming alive nicely. 23 for 1 looks like a solid foundation. You know, in a game of this nature, Andy, what do you think is your power score for the power play over?
Well, I mean, the batters have struggled, honestly, up front. I mean, when I talk about batters, I'm talking about the brilliant shot, this time over the top. Gets a hold of it. It goes all the way for a boundary. Through long off. The man just in the ring, again, that we talked about. We just mentioned that Sheung utilizing the power play overs. But again, you can only utilize those overs if you are confident of your abilities. And these players, they've got the potentials, but they have to start actualizing them. And Rexford, we know, I mean, joined by Kelvin Awala, they've got what it takes. They've done it before. It's a matter of how well are you in this tournament. Are you into the tournament? If you're not into the tournament, it's always going to be difficult. But we've seen there, I mean, after about 11 deliveries, Beckford is able to go over the top. That means the longer you stay, the more confident you become. Big shot.
Close call there. What's the umpire saying? Looked to me as if he was going down the leg side slightly, Andy. What would you say?
Well, when you get a half volley and get you most, I mean, watch the bowlers are not joking around. Samuel Conte is experienced enough to know he will try and drift one in. And with that big height, Bakum, you know, he'll always struggle to come down. But if he gets hold of it, he really gets it. Umpire David Odiambo from Kenya.
Say no. So, Andy, we've come to the point where, you know, we used to play these games before and it just used to be, we were joking during the break that people used to call us every time we traveled to say, oh, how is it going? You know, no people could not watch the game live. It wasn't captured on Cricket Heroes. It wasn't captured on ESPN. But now there's so much exposure and
to go over the top
to showcase
that means the longer you
this
stay.
game. Do you see us getting to the point where, you know, just looking at that LBW call again, do you see us getting to the point where we will get to the DRS system in the league in some of these games we play in West Africa?
Trust me, Sheung, we are getting there. I mean, the more we do this, the better we become. I mean, like you said, a couple of years back, I'd wished I could go back and see myself play at this level to be able to say, okay, what was I doing wrong? You know, I mean, those video analysis, you check how you've been bowled or how you were trapped LBW, see your foot up front. These players are having, you know, and I think they are lucky to be having this. I see it coming. I see it's a matter of time when you get the right funding and sponsorship in and people can really invest in the technology we have in our hands. Then, I mean, the sky is almost the beginning for us.
I'm aligned with you on that, and especially when you look at the trend of the cost of technology. You know, there was a time when having to capture your match live was a lot more expensive, but now, you know, certain applications have made it more easy to get, you know, in a way. So, and I think maybe I expect that as technology improves, maybe DRS will become more easily accessible to a lot of us, you know, and, you know, yeah, we'll get, I'm sure we'll get there. Yeah.
Certainly it's going to become cheaper, and as we go along, I'm sure things will shape up. It's Raymond Koka who comes into the attack. Left army, prominent in the under-19 side for Sierra Leone. And they did dominated against Nigeria in Tanzania.
Absolutely.
Rexford will find that single field slightly open, brings the man in the deep into play.
It's really, it's so far so good. I think it's been a fantastic tournament. You know, TBS looking lovely. Beautiful weather. Another shot to mid or longer on by Rexford Bakum. I think just, you know, taking off some power of that shot, not wanting it to get to longer on. Yep. 1 run down to long gone again. I think the bowler is enjoying that shot, Andy.
Well, I mean, he's both to, I mean, one over pitch and one slightly shorter. I mean, Bakum is really taking his time. I'm sure the plan is to bat deep into the innings and then explode at the end. Again, you probably should have given him a partner who would rotate that strike. That's the whole idea. So if you're not scoring big, you need to get off the strike as often as possible and not just playing and missing. So they have to think about that strategy and see.
Yeah, Andy. Do you know what the pass score? Just for you to guess, what's the pass score at TBS?
Well, 130 perhaps.
Oh, close. You're one boundary.
Shut
too
up.
much. Yeah, you're one four runs too.
In every society, small businesses are one of the pillars of community. They provide the things we need. They provide jobs for people. And that way, people can take care of their families. In Nigeria, SMEs contribute 80% of employment and more than 46% of total GDP. Small businesses need to make the right decisions and on time. To make the right decisions, they need information. And to get relevant information, they need to capture sufficient data. Today, gathering data is digital. So, small businesses need to go digital.
80 plus. It's Captain George Njegba who joins the bowling attack, this time from the pavilion end. We're into the 7th over and it's 35 for 1.
Ghana looking very comfortable. This, if my memory serves me right, this seems to be one of their best starts to this tournament. 35 for 1, 6.2 overs. Obed, the main batsmen, have not come in. So, again, lovely covers drive. Can he make it 2, Andy?
Well, it's there for the take. They just have to go quicker.
Yeah.
And they've done that. I walked past back home this morning and I said, what's the plan? He said, Coach, I just want to have a good game. And look, when you have those abilities, you need to give yourself the opportunity. 120 balls. If the top 4 of any side in this tournament can bat in those 120 balls, there's no way we will not see 160 plus. But what has happened is they've lost early wickets. Every team has done that. Lost our partnership in the power play overs and then, not taking advantage. We saw Nigeria taking early on in the tournament, scoring about 150 plus. I mean, how they progressed through those innings, they've not been able to repeat that in this tournament. So let's see from today, hopefully Ghana in this stage, 38 for 1. Let's see them carry it from here. But again, beautiful dab there. Oh, missed opportunity. That's not what you want to miss.
Another run-out chance, Andy. Yeah, another run-out chance. Yeah, you've got to punish the batsman for this risky singles. George just darting it in. Not sure the ball is turning much today. I don't see it from our screen here, Andy. Just looks like he's straight up. Not too much of an off or leg spin. We don't see the ball. He's just going straight to the batsman.
Well, it's end of over 7 and it's 39 for 1. Again, 3 overs before we reach the half pace of this match. But again, Bakum and Awara need to do more. You're almost halfway down the line. You should be above 50 at this point. Probably around 60. But again, understanding everybody is trying to find form makes it difficult to just come out here and try to hit everything out of the park.
Absolutely.
But we've seen proper cricket shots played, but not finding the gaps. That's probably something they need to learn. When they go on the back foot and you're punching it, it has to be between fielders, not hitting so hard straight to fielders. If not, call them in. Let the fielders come towards the ball, and then you can work out those singles.
Yep.
That's what we're talking about. Make the fielders come around. Just drop them around a bit.
The fielder there, I don't know what the wicketkeeper did to him. He wanted to stretch him a bit.
That's John Bangura. John Bangura.
Yeah, I guess John Bangura must have said something. He gave him, that was a wide throw. And
I'll tell you what, these Sierra Leoneans are passionate about their cricket. They always want to do well. I like to play against them. I just played a few games inside edge. They will take a couple.
No one at fine leg. Do you think they can make it 3? I think they settle for 2.
No. Sean, do you think they've played too many games? I mean, in this 10 days. For me, I think it's an opportunity to want to play cricket every time, but looks like only the Nigerian team and the Rwandan team have been able to progress through the games.
Well, in my playing days, there was nothing like too much cricket for me.
Yeah.
I could play 365 days a year, but nowadays I feel like there's so much that physically on your body. There's so much demand placed on you from the way the sports is generally today that I feel like maybe three consecutive games and a rest day may have been more appropriate. For some of these players. Yeah.
Perhaps the intensity that comes with T20 cricket, you're thinking on the sports and really running in hard, and in our days 50 over cricket was more relaxing.
Three consecutive days of 50 over cricket when we go for ICC qualifiers, Andy.
Yeah.
We would have a rest day in between those 3 days, and so that's about you're bowling and batting for 150 overs, which when you look at that from a T20 perspective, that's about 8 games. So yeah, maybe not too bad, Andy, but it does take its toll on your body, especially if you are maybe not in the best physical shape. Yeah.
True. And also understanding that some of these players are really big professionals. I mean, we know recently the Nigerian team, got a central contract, making them near the semi-professionalism, and we also know that Rwandan cricket is also doing a lot for their team, but Sierra Leone and Ghana need to perhaps look this direction to make people slightly play more cricket. Maybe then they'll know, yes, if we get a live of this, then we have a chance when we go out there. But that's what's happening across Africa. Federations or associations are beginning to take this player contract and planning much more serious.
Absolutely, and I think for me, Andy, there's clearly, if we were to look at a lot of these teams, if we were to look at them from a talent perspective, I don't think there's that much difference in the talent pool, especially when you look at the national team players. But the reality is there's a mindset to playing in a game, that comes over time and comes with experience. And I think that's where Nigeria is actually taking a big leap. And that's where, I feel like Sierra Leone and Ghana need to maybe work on so that talent that you have then begins to reflect itself in the games that you have. So that's where I think the gap is. And that comes from playing games. There's no amount of net session you have. If you don't play games, if you don't get the opportunity to be in like real game situations, learn how to absorb scoreboard pressure, learn how to build an innings, those things are always going to count against you. And I feel like, at the end of the day, when we played, that was really what was missing. And that's why a lot of the times we lost to the likes of Namibia, Uganda, Kenya, talent-wise, we're not far from them. I think.
I agree with you, Sean. It's 48 for 1 after 8.3 overs. It's Captain Jordan Weber from the pavilion end of this TBS Cricket Oval here at the center of the commercial city of Nigeria, Lagos. Indecision, shapes off to go big and then decides to stay. Again, Sean, that was what we talked about, hitting it straight to the fielder. Perhaps just a dab there onto the left side would have given him a single. He goes big this time again. He went through the fielder for 4 this time. It's Bakum Rexford, who's moved to 30 off 26 deliveries, making it 52 for 1 after 8.5 overs for Ghana.
Would you argue that the fielder could have maybe done a lot more to stop that from going through?
Well, that's it. If you have a quality fielding side, that's no run, because he went just past him. But again, the power behind it. He goes big this time, straight to the man. Yes, he's taking. Brilliant catch.
Lovely catch.
Samuel Conte running around that one.
That was a very good catch, Andy.
Takes a brilliant catch. Rexford disappointed in himself. He saw the gap. He went through it, but kept it in the air a lot longer period. And Samuel Conte did well to come around that, taking that flat catch.
Just as, maybe one would argue that he could have let go of his arms more.
Yeah.
Not just there was almost a check drive, you know, to some extent. Maybe and then we could have been that could have sailed over mid off for a 6 if he had really let go at it. Yeah.
I agree with you, Sheon. He's got plenty of indecision there by Rexford. He's been trying to go big and hold him back a bit. Perhaps he should have known that. Look, he's been in long enough to. And he's hitting the ball, timing them nicely. He just needs to carry through those ones. But this time he goes about Obed Harvey, who throws in.
Yeah. Also, Andy, I think, you know, against the spinners, I like to see a bit more footwork from the batsmen. Just get to the pitch of the ball more. That was it wasn't really he didn't really get to the pitch of that ball, and maybe that's probably why he went in the air.
Yeah,
So I would see more, you know, I would like to see more, you know, being more aggressive, coming out, you know, being intentional, having a game plan generally. You know, if had four runs, you've had 1 run, you know, you have to ask yourself and plan around your run targets, you know, not just going at every ball. So that's that you have to be conscious around what you want to score it and over, and then measure your, you know, look at your risk taking shots and align it to your desired target in every over.
No, is a call. You heard him loud and clear. Obed not interested. Sheon, I agree with you. And one of the finance I've had to bat with any Nigerian batter is the innings between myself and Dotun Latunji, where every ball, every single ball, we had a plan. I've never batted like that before, where you know, this over we need 4 singles and we got 4 singles. That over we need to get a boundary and we need to work on this bowler. If we allow him, he's going to settle down on us. We didn't allow that. And in that innings, he scored 122 and I was on the other side. It was unbelievable, almost 200 runs partnership. That's the kind of mindset these batters need to. He got a boundary off a beautiful covers drive. He got a single. You could have just said, okay, I'll knock that one this time on the ground. Straight again this time through.
Oh, good stop. Good stop there on the boundary. Good stop.
2 runs there. Brilliant piece of fielding.
And then you spot on. I think, you know, you've got to set goals every over.
Yeah.
If you the moment you set those goals, then you're halfway to achieving it. You know, so those things are very important. You know, just playing blindly, not having focused on, you know, having a particular target in mind. Then there is the risk that you can lose your wickets by attacking a ball that you don't necessarily need to.
So that's the thing, because I always say, if you manage to get 2 singles, you have 4 more deliveries. If you manage to get one through a boundary, that's 6 runs already from 3 deliveries, right? You have 3 balls left. You can decide if it's offered to you again, you take it. If it's not, look for those singles again. Brings you to 7, 8 and over, and it keeps building, you know, so you minimize the risks and then build the opportunity, keep those wickets in hand into those last 5 overs with, if you have 3, 4, 5 batters yet to bat in the life, then you can go big, you can take risks, you can put the field under pressure, you know. But what we've seen batters play brilliant shots and getting out next deliveries to attacking shots again. So it's a conscious about it, and they need to build it.
Absolutely, Andy. And I think for the young cricketers who are listening to us out there, building an innings is a skill in itself, and you know, it's that's the most important skill.
Yeah.
If I could go back 20 years, Andy, you know, I wish it was a skill I knew about. You know,
True.
Sometimes, you know, you're more concerned about your numbers. You're more concerned about, you know, the situation of the game, and you don't get to craft an innings. Wonderful run in between the wickets. Is that going to be an extra run? Yeah, direct hit from the fielder, which leads to an extra run.
Sierra Leone need to tidy up. We're halfway through this innings. It's 55 for 2. We're into over number 11. And it's Captain Jordan Jeba who's bowling.
Current run rate of 5.5, ND. Looking like, you know, projected score is 114. But Andy, you and I know that the expectation is that the run rate should increase as the overs come in thick and fast. So they're looking more like they'll probably be getting a pass score, the TBS pass score of 126. And
Well, I want to see these batters, Obed and Kelvin, build this partnership and take it past over 15 and see around 90. Then you have those last 5 overs to try and go after them. But again, if you lose wickets in between, then it slows down the whole show. And that's where I think the capture is. So we have to keep building on that. Big shout. But umpire David Odiambo not keen on this one.
Big LBW shout there.
That's Captain George again.
And interesting stats, sir. Yeah. Most teams who bat first win the game in TBS. Did you know that?
Well, I just know as captain I want to bat first. But again, tough wickets at TBS 20 years ago would have changed that perception when it rains in the morning. I remember one game I captained Sheon Deku. You were playing for GCI then. We bowled you guys for less than 100. I saw dew in the morning and I said, there's no way I'm going to bat first in this game. I won the toss and I said, you guys go bat. And I checked out, they would have done the same thing. So those are some of the decisions that we probably would have rethought again if we had tough wickets then. But, then it was Martin on concrete and you just know you want to put the runs up and then you want to put the team and the batters under pressure going forward. So that comes into play. But if you meet good side, that wouldn't count.
Absolutely. I think, it's interesting. That statistics is interesting. We're not, I don't know, with the exception of maybe, I would say, a bit of mist cover in the morning. When the covers are coming off the pitch, the wicket is a bit softer, which should impact batting negatively. But it looks as if most teams still in this region struggle to chase once there's a good enough total.
It's 63 for 2 after 11 overs. Half tracker from Captain Jeba there. Not what you like to see if you're. There you have Raymond Cooker. That replay there going big. With a fielder chasing that one there. He does well, hard enough to stop it. But just touching the ropes there. Everyone would have missed that one.
Absolutely.
I mean, from the comms box, it's easier when you're watching replays. Again, that's where we expect the spirit of cricket to come into play. Again, in the run of the motion, the fielder might not be aware that he has touched the ropes.
Yeah, indeed, that's where the third umpire comes into play. Again, you talked about the decision review system, the DRS system. Maybe the next tournament would have a third umpire. What do you think, Andy?
It will be good to see. I mean, I would love to watch that technology here being utilized by captains. I mean, captains have to really think big. If you don't get selfish batters going to review every decision and wasting them. So, you have to come into play. But again, I love when I see the partnership between the non-strikers and the strikers discussing before those decisions are made. And I like to see the captain looking at the wicketkeeper to see if they can take those scores. He goes big this time in the air, in the field. Fielder coming around it. Opportunity. Yes, it's taken. Brilliant catch there.
Catch, Andy. And in the first innings, we talked about the fact that there's been very few drop catches in the outfield. The drop catches have been the very tough ones where, you need to take a dive to your left. But, it's almost like the fielding has improved generally across cricket. Yeah.
I'm impressed with what I've seen, Sheon. I mean, it's been brilliant catching all around by teams. Again, I know there was a game where we had a few drop catches by Sierra Leone, but they paid dearly for it. And going forward from that, they've progressed nicely. The Nigerian team catching properly. And we've seen 2 beautiful catches this far to see if they can take those scores. One from Conte and the other just now. That's it again on the replay for you. He comes around it running from deep long on. It shows the commitment by the fielders to ensure that, the Ghanaian struggle is 64 for 3 after 11.2 overs. Raymond Coker bowling from the Court of Appeal end.
And then our viewers may look at that catch and say, oh, it made it look so easy. But for those of us who've played at the TBS cricket ground, We know that the wind
To see
in from
if they can.
the pavilion end, and it tends to push the ball towards the court of appeal end. And I think when you look at that catch, that's probably what happened. He almost the ball almost got away from him, and he had to take it just slightly behind him. And I suspect it's the wind that has pushed it, which makes it more difficult. So very wonderful fielding.
Trust me,
by the
Seun,
Sierra Leonean
I
team.
can't agree less. I mean, the fielder there keeping his eyes on the ball while he's running and kept still at the point of taking the catch. I mean, created that balance and made it look easy. Not as easy as it always looks. Big shout. Umpire.
A little bit on the high side, I would say, Andy. Yeah.
Umpire Taiwo Olatunjoye not interested in that one. Yes, showing the height. Joining me in the come box now would be Seun Ajidagba, who joins Seun Odeko.
And when two Seun's bats, they don't lose their wickets. Thank you very much, Endurance FM.
Welcome back, Seun.
Hey, super excited to have you at the commentary position, and I've been enjoying the intelligent conversation you've been having with Endurance FM, and I decided to just step back a bit. When important people talk, the ones that have not been at that stage, you just step back.
Interesting ball, Seun.
Yeah.
A lot of flight to it. I'm sure, Obed probably saw that. I was like, he was confused. He didn't know how to approach that. Too much flight, I would say. Oh, those balls are deeping. They seem like they're just deeping into the batsman just at the last minute. Yeah.
Yeah, from a left-hand bowler to a left-hand batter. So you want to say they know themselves well and they know how to get there. The ones that have not been at that stage, you just Raymond Coker, one of the good guys at this tournament in terms of the way he bowls. And after 12 overs, Ghana on 65 runs for loss of 3 wickets. Joseph Theodore, the wicket keeper, and Obed Harvey. They've combined to face 10 balls and have scored just 2 runs. That's not a good statistics.
Well, early days, I would say. I've seen, Obed is always dangerous when he's in there. I recall an innings he had in Rwanda where he struggled early on and ended up scoring a century in a T20 game. Once he got going, he really struggled to even get to about 30 runs, and he got to 100 in about 15 balls after that. Just really going at the ball. So yeah, once he's in there, he's a class batsman, and there's always that opportunity. But it looks like he's struggling a lot today. He's just not really getting his timing right, and this is the best chance for the Sierra Leonean team to get him out. Get the ball, make sure they get it down to the stumps.
Captain George Ngbeba coming from the pavilion end. One thing about these Sierra Leoneans, Seun, you don't know which Sierra Leone will show up. On their day, they could be very, very dangerous. And sometimes when they play, you just keep asking yourself, how did we get here?
Yeah, always. I recall playing Sierra Leone is always a tough ask, regardless of the talent or the way they come or what their form on that day. One thing about the Sierra Leoneans is they play with a lot of art, and I've learned a lot from them. I remember their wicket keeper then, he used to say every time behind the stumps, he just used to say, enjoy what you're doing, enjoy what you're doing. And I think I took that away from them because that's
a maximum.
Yeah, maximum. Lovely shot again, using his feet, getting to the pitch of the ball, and dispatching that to the long off boundary. Fantastic shot.
Yeah, you saw Kamara. The way he was going, it was looking like, I think I could get this ball, but physics came to play, and when he saw that the higher the ball, the higher it became tougher for him. He even declared before David Odiambo declared.
Again, a replay of the shots. Fantastic shot. Using his feet, getting to the pitch of the ball, keeping his head steady, and dispatching that to the long off boundary. Fantastic shot. Well executed. And again, we talk about, just building an innings, being smart about it. And we're hopeful that we can see a wonderful cricket all round this afternoon.
Absolutely. Georgia Theodore is on over 100% strike rate. Faced 6 balls, scored 8 runs. Obed Harvey yet to get into the groove. Faced 10 balls and just scored 2. But Shewandeku, who has played severally with Obed and played against Obed, is saying once Obed is still in the batting crease, anything and everything is capable of happening. This is match 18, day 9 of the West Africa Trophy. Sponsored by Dafabet. It becomes good for them.
Very, very good catch. Again, no dropped catch today so far. We're in both games. You go up, you go out. That's the way. That's the way it's working today. Fantastic catch. Again, taking the danger man out. Not clicking today. 2 of 10 runs, and succumbing to the bowling of Paka.
Match 8. And I talked about Miniru Paka some days ago during the bilateral series that happened at the Unila Cricket Oval from the 19th of October 2021 to the 26th of October. The very first game, which was a 6-match bilateral series, they won Nigeria by 6 wickets. This same Miniru Paka on that day won the player of the match. From this stage, Shehu, let's leave the Cricket Heroes projection of 111. That's a standardized projection. They are on current 5.54 run rates. But what is your projection of the Ghanaians, knowing that they still got 6 wickets and they still have about 6.5 overs left? What's your projection?
I would say 110. 110 in the sense that we've seen, throughout this tournament that when Ghanaians lose their wicket, they lose it
in quick succession. So if that trend continues today, then I think that would impact their run rate. And again, the field is spread out. They need to try and get you could get 5 singles in an over. That's good enough in my opinion. The boundaries will come. The boundaries will always come. But you need to push around. For example, this is a dot ball. The same bat gets into that ball can, just opening the face of the bat a bit. You could get it into space and take a run. Yeah. Talking about the technique is what Sheun just told us about. 13.3 overs, 73 runs for loss of 4 wickets.
Sierra Leoneans have bounced back very well, and basically you have 2 new guys at the crease. Ghana started off very well, good foundation, but oh mine. I think the ball may have struck one of the Sierra Leoneans fielders in the mouth, and the medical team are attending to him now. Yeah.
In every society, small businesses are one of the pillars of community. They provide the things we need. They provide jobs for people. And that way, people can take care of their families. In Nigeria, SMEs contribute 80% of employment and more than 46% of total GDP. Small businesses need to make the right decisions and on time. To make the right decisions, they need information. And to get relevant information, they need to capture sufficient data. Today, gathering data is digital, So, small businesses need to go digital. Digital means contactless, paperless, and cashless. And this is why we created Sparkle Business, a simple digital solution that helps SMEs capture all their business activities in one place, providing information and insight to enable them make the best decisions for their business to grow. What do you want to do today? Want to make better business decisions? Get Sparkle Business today.
And guess what? Sean Phillips went ahead to score 103 not out, and Nigeria posted 180. And for every time Sean Phillips hit those boundaries, Lansana Lamy, the former captain, who was the captain on that day, would look at the person who dropped Sean and say, "You dropped Sean. You dropped Sean."
Yeah, Sean Phillips, South African turned Nigerian, came here on a coaching gig, ended up being part of us, represented the country. Fantastic guy, brilliant cricketer. You know, I think a lot of his legacy is still, we see it in Nigeria today, in the Ibeju Cricket Club. Quite a number of players who've also represented Nigeria have come through that foundation that was laid by Sean. Sean's back in Cape Town today as his academy. And Sean, if you're listening to us, we say hello to you and your wonderful family. We clearly want you to come back to Nigeria. So feel free at any point in time. You're welcome to visit us again.
Well encapsulated thoughts there by Chinwodeku, and a run-out chance from Raymond Coker to the end of Joseph Theodore, and the two batters are Michael Abuaye and Joseph Theodore. One is a wicket keeper and the other one is a spinner. Sheun, you didn't wrap up your thoughts when Nigeria was playing, and I was asking you about the good news that happened yesterday. After 128 years, cricket is back at the Olympics. Los Angeles 2028. Cricket definitely will be there.
Absolutely. I think Tamino and I discussed it. Exciting times for cricket. T20 format has really opened up the game. We talk about all African games. We talk about the Olympics. There's no major tournament now where cricket is not representing. It's not being played, I would say. So yeah, in America, Los Angeles, we're expecting that the Caribbean flavor will flow through. There is the Major League cricket in America now picking up, hoping that this cricket being part of the Olympics would then grow the sports in America. Cricket is on the sharp rise in America, if I must say, and the Americans, anything they want to do, they do it very well. So.
Glided that bat very well to end that one run. Joseph Theodore, Ibrahim Kamara coming from the pavilion end. After this over, our eye in India, Fumio Money, will tell us whether I'm to use the English, how it's panning out or how it panned out. And when you talk about pan, I just remember Pandya. Good stop.
Again, look for the field, same stroke, just playing it with a full face, you get more value for the shots. Again, I think those are the little things that we need to do differently. Yeah.
So we'll quickly look at the field setting of Sierra Leone. What do you make out of it? For me,
it's they use the same field every time, and it's because they trust their bowlers. They're expecting their bowlers. You see that the plan is to bowl up to the batsman. When you look at the way it's structured, you have a deep mid wicket, long off, long on, and you have fly sleep, gully, proper point, a covers and an extra cover. So the expectation is if you want to pitch up to the batsman, get the ball to move slightly out, and you force the batsman to do something unusual. But that's totally relying. The danger in this field is that if you drop a shot or you bowl slightly off length, you probably get put to the boundary for 4 runs. Yeah. But so far so good. Kamara bowling to plan. 1 run taken in this over. Again, a point. So the bowling are within themselves, which is fantastic.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Seun Deku. Just one more ball, and that will take us to far away India. Last ball for Ibrahim Kamara.
Bowling according to plan. Fantastic over. Just 2 runs coming from it. Projector score now 103. Ajidaiba.
No, I'm going back to you. Don't tell me what is on the screen. I'm just going back to your own projected score. You have an opportunity to still be stuck to your projected score, or you have the opportunity to change.
I think 1-0, as far as they don't lose wickets, 110 makes
Feasible.
sense. Is possible.
Okay.
But somewhere between 100 and 110, if you allow me
I've given you the second chance.
a second chance. So I think somewhere just between 100 and 110 should be fine, yeah.
The top batter for them is Rexford Bakum, who scored 30 runs off 27 balls, which included 2 fours, with a strike rate of 111.11. Following closely is 22 runs from Kelvin Awala, who had 2 fours. Great shot, and that should be 4 runs, and that 4 runs takes me straight to India.
Good afternoon once again. Some positivity from the lovers of Indian team in India right now. Indian has played 167 runs for the loss of 3 wickets at the 25.4 overs. Remember, they are chasing 191 runs played by the Pakistan team.
22 runs from Kelvin Awala.
5 overs. The run rate is going high and the tension right now is going high in Indian.
And just very quickly, I needed to speak on that.
Not sure
if
about
India
the tension.
wins,
Ajidagba.
it will be 8 out of 8.
Yeah, not sure about the tension. 167
tension.
for 3
No tension.
in 25 overs.
No tension anywhere.
I think it's a stroll in the park. I'm sure even the Pakistani players know they've lost this game.
Yeah.
The level of professionalism at that level, you find yourself in this kind of situation, it's almost certain that India will win.
Absolutely.
The game today.
They still have lots of wickets, lots of batters, and the overs still in their favor.
Yeah, and the danger man seems to be in form. Sky is on 43 runs out, 43 runs not out. Those are the guys who play. Oh, what
Joseph
did we
Theodore?
just witness there, Ajidagba?
An LB declared by the main umpire.
Playing all around that.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened there. I'm not familiar with that cricket stroke. Ajidagba, I must say.
Same here. Maybe there's a stroke of turnaround.
Yeah, that ball seems to be full, so I'm not sure why he played an horizontal bat stroke to it. It's just, I'm really confused, I have to say. That was a full ball.
Yeah.
Expectation is, you should play with a very straight bat, and you should punch it down the ground, or even it's a very good volley that he could have dispatched to the straight boundaries.
And I like the fact that Seun, you touched on something very apt. All African Games, this competition, that competition. The Ghanaians are the host of the next All African Games, which cricket is inclusive. And shout out to Olaimi Amusa and Francis Atesega, who prepared that ground for that competition. And I'm sure countries like Sierra Leone and all of them would love to be part of this All African Games, and it will make it the more interesting.
Absolutely. It's we're going to see the big boys. It's going to be rating based. Will Nigeria be part of it? I think that would depend a lot on the performance at the run out chance. Oh, misses it. Just the comedy of a lot of errors there. Poor fielding, then poor decision making in deciding to go for the run, and also the run out chance not taken. Ajidagba.
Mini Rukpaka.
There seems to be a dip in that ball, and that seems to be confusing the batsmen. The balls come out and look like that it's going to be a full toss, but just dips in the last minute into your toes. Yeah.
Typical of the former bowler from Sri Lanka, Lasith Malinga, who aims at your toes. No man's land, and so just one run will be made. The only game that Sierra Leone have won up until this moment is that 2-run victory against the Rwandans. 2 occasions that they met Ghana. Ghana defeated them on 2 occasions.
Ghana 84 for 5 after 16 overs. Projected score of 105. Sheon.
I'm all yours.
Looks like my projected score. We're getting close to my projected score.
No, I don't understand how we are getting close to your projected score is 110. So I don't know how you are getting close to
They
it.
need 5 per over to get to my projected score, Ajidagba.
But the way these Sierra Leoneans are bowling, they are not giving anything to chance. They are setting a field that is exciting to watch.
Well, the way I look at 5 per over is it's just 3 singles, 1 boundary in every other over. And you are almost there, and that shouldn't be too difficult with 5 wickets in hand.
Just one. They didn't run it very well.
So that's a single of the second ball of the over.
I'm not saying anything, Sheon, but you are the start person here. Is this preparatory game for what we will see tomorrow? All other things being equal?
Oh, yes. The teams at this point know each other very well. No surprises. So it's really all about execution and who brings it on that part on the game day. So tomorrow, this is a rehearsal. So Ajidagba, do you get my 4 runs and my boundary in the over now?
Judge will not allow that.
Oh my, George stopped that just on the boundary. Lovely stop by George.
The tallest person in that team.
But that's 2 runs there. Lovely back foot drive by Daniel.
I hope they can score those runs that you projected so you have the right to earn and smell your flowers. Else, it don't look so good.
Well, it's cricket, it's cricket, and at the end of the day, if they do apply themselves well, then there's that possibility that they may even exceed my projections.
It's about application. West Africa Trophy, proudly sponsored by Dafabet, organized by the Nigerian Cricket Federation. Match 18. Oh, brilliant stop!
Oh, mine.
Sheon, whose score was that?
That was directly to the fielder. Not sure who is out. Michael. Looks like they crossed. Umpire instructing Daniel to remain in the crease and the center rather. Michael seems to be the one who wouldn't get back to his crease on time, even though he didn't take that run. Yeah.
So the replay shows it all. Seun, from your expert point of view, was that a one run?
Well, yes, you have to take it at this stage of the game. You should be backing up. It wasn't picked up cleanly by the fielder at point, and it should be one run, yeah. Especially when you look at the way the Sierra Leoneans have been fielding, no direct hit so far. I think I would take that one run opportunity, especially at this stage of the game any day. Yeah.
Owing to that break in communication between Michael Abuaye and Daniel Kwabena Anefe. And in cricket, you must employ all forms of communication, like the mass communicators will say. Now, and that was that shot. He raced. It took a while before Raymond picked it, but because he didn't get the memo, that was the reason.
87 for 6. Last ball of the 17th over. Ibrahim Kamara coming from the pavilion end of TBS. Almost deja vu.
Godfred Bakiwayem is the only one that can explain what's inside that batting crease.
I think they like the fielder, and you know, you should learn from experience. Good call there. Eventually deciding against that run. All you need to do is play out you still have 3 overs, 21 balls. The minimum you should get is 21 runs at this stage of the game.
$87 for 6. 17 overs gone. The last match for today before we kick into medal games. Oh, good from Anefi. They want to go for 2. Yes, they do.
Good run in between the wickets. Again, that's what you would expect at this stage of the game. You got to run the first one very hard and put the fielder under pressure for a possible misfield.
Seun, we all know that this is the tough wicket that has the largest strips, 10 to be precise. And this was just revamped, and it was launched on the 17th of January 2022. Very wonderful. Your thought about the Tafawa Balewa Cricket Oval, venue of this competition?
Clearly, TBS is aging well. Tough wicket transform, the ambience of the pitch. I think the quality of the pitch is almost as good as anyone across all the associate, what would call the associate countries, and we're getting better. 10 strips so far. That's 5 runs in that over. 2 balls down. So Ajidegba,
No, it will be my joy for you to smell your flowers. I'll be very delighted. I will be the one to make that announcement and give you the thumbs up that you deserve. And Minero Paka is coming from the Court of Appeal end.
Lovely shots.
They want to go for 2.
Drive.
Yes, they will. And they make it.
Beautiful running. Give a lot of credit to Godfrey. Really pushing the pace.
Backing him up.
And
ready to run also.
And ready to run. And, Daniel is beginning to feel it now. But yes, a lot of credit to Godfrey for putting the fielders under pressure and getting them to possible a few misfields have happened already because of that.
I love the gesture from the wicketkeeper of Sierra Leone, John Bangura, who also doubles as their highest run scorer at this tournament, helping Daniel Kwabena Anefe to lace his canvas.
class to say is permanent. I think we keep seeing Bangura, Obed, just scoring runs. It goes to show that indeed the quality is there. Oh, wonderful shot, but straight down the throat of long off today.
George Sese is a player you don't want to joke with, especially when he's fielding and also when he's bowling. He made that catch look so simple.
I think the catches, taking the catches, Sierra Leoneans have done that fantastically today. What they've not done well is ground fielding. They've had issues, with their ground fielding, but anything in the air they've held on to, and so you've got to give them a lot of credit. That's straight down the throat of mid-on, and makes it look very easy. Wonderful catch again.
Seun, is it about not finishing the shot? Let's not take away the brilliance of the fielder, George Sese, but was it about him not finishing the shot? Because if he had finished the shot, he would have gone for a 6.
Well, I think it did. There's the timing, the bat, the power. So just scoring runs. It goes to show the quality of the bat, the timing of the shot. It looked to me as if he put everything behind that shot. But I feel like taking it from way outside the off stump, trying to put it over long on, you may get more value for that shot if you just play it down, or extend that shot on the offside and try and put it over extra cover. You may get more value for it. Doesn't also look like there's a fielder there, so playing that shot down to extra cover may have actually resulted in a boundary. So a bit of the right hand coming in and dragging the shot down to long on. Maybe if just relying on the top hand alone, extending it, same shot, just a lot more right top hand would end up extra cover.
In comes Kofi Bagabina with his full face bat, starting on the positive note, and showing what a sheer coincidence. Godfred Bakiwayem has faced one ball and scored no run, but if you flip from back, that's the jersey number.
Well, yeah, and Godfrey, even though he's no run against his name, he scored most of the runs for the non-striking batsman, because he's really pushed the pace since he got into the crease, ensuring that they take 2 runs for those balls that just get into those shots that were played, and that's why there are 96 runs right now, just because of his urgency. The urgency is brought into the game. You give him a lot of credit for that. Those are the things we talk about, the things that don't reflect on the scorecard. Our coaches then used to say that, it's not everything you do that shows up on the scorecard, but then, people see it, people appreciate it. It's been the one, taking all those doubles to put them in this position.
And Seun, from what I'm seeing here, 12 good balls to go, 14 runs to achieve the feat of Seun Odeku. Ghana, please do this for him. He needs to earn his flowers.
No, I think they will somewhere between 100 and 110. That's probably where unless someone is able to hit.
Did you say 100? No, they should get 100 very easily, knowing that they still have about some 2-3 wickets at hand. They will get that.
I said between 100 and 110. That's what I expect them to get. Lovely shot, but that's another catch. Yes, it is. It's another catch. Sierra Leoneans are, taking everything in the air today. Wonderful job by the Saro boys.
Yes, Samuel Conte. Samuel Conte also loves to play Nigeria. I remember Samuel Conte at the 6-match bilateral series. There was a game he had a very good bowling figures. Game Nigeria won by 6 runs, but it was very impressive with his bowling. 4 for 10 in 4 overs.
Again, dragging the ball from outside off, trying to get it over cow corner, but getting it to mid-on. I would like to see some of those shots just come straight to extra cover here. Not too much of the right hand. impacting the timing of the shots, and not just full cricket dynamics not coming into play. So I think we will want to see some of those shots come to the extra cover region, just leaning on it and trusting your technique to get it into this region.
In comes Aziz Swale, 96 for 8, 18.1 overs gone. Ibrahim Kamara from the pavilion end is into his third over. He's had a good economy rate. 5 runs, 1 wicket into his third over. And what a way to get that wicket into his third over. Bowler keeping it away from the batter. .2 overs for Ibrahim Kamara, and this is the penultimate over, just like it's the penultimate match before tomorrow's big game.
Lovely fielding there. Chance not taken again. Again, we talk about the ground fielding. That's an area we think the Saro boys need to work on. They've had a lot of risky singles, and they've not punished the batsmen for taking those singles. So
penultimate match.
I'm sure the coach would note. Lovely shot again by Aziz.
He delayed the ball, and again, they would make that one solitary run.
Ajidagba, the irony of it is that's actually a more effective shot than all those other shots, the power shots that have been caught on the boundary, because you get 1 run for it, you keep your wicket, and then you wait for if you take 5 of those in an over and you end up taking 1 run to the boundary, then you are looking at that's about 9 runs per over. So it's not really that difficult if you just play around the wicket.
Yeah, by the time you are taking those singles, what they will do is to expand, they'll try and come in, trying to stop it. Then you can then lift it over their head, because you are now the one who is dictating play.
Absolutely. India wrapping up the game in the World Cup. Is this going to be a chance? Yes, it's going to go. Yeah. Anytime you go in the air, the Saro boys punish you.
Good catch from the captain, and perfect way to end the 19th over. And it's also good for Ibrahim Kamara, Sheung. The first ball of his third over, he started with the wickets. The last ball of his third over, he ended. Gone is Aziz Swale, and in comes Akil Syed Isra, who is not known to be a batter, but they expect him to turn the ball. Will they get up to 100? Fumi, game set for India. Zone, just quickly take us there.
And at the 38.3 over, Indian crossed the line, 192 runs for the loss of 2 wickets. For the loss of 3 wickets, my pardon. They defeated Pakistan. Good play from Team India.
More importantly, the host country. And so this is a feisty game, any day, anytime. Pakistan against India. Out of 7 meetings before today's game, they've won 7 out of 7. I even got an information that at the presser for this game, only 1 Pakistani journalist was allowed into the press conference. Shows you how important they take this game. Good start for Kofi Bagabina, still looking at the ball instead of taking the run. He has to take this responsibility. He needs to start thinking about it. Minero Paka into his final over.
100 runs century up, they say. 100 runs for the loss of 9 wickets in the last over, 19.1.
Can he score 9 runs off 5 balls?
I wouldn't bet on that, to be very honest.
Can they go? He needs to think about it because he knows. He should have been counting those balls. No disrespect to Akil Isra Syed. It's not much of a batter, so Kofi Bagabina should have taken responsibility. Except Akil Isra Syed would tell me to please shut up. I can also bat. Not seen much of him.
A chance, will it be taken? Dropped, just as we were saying the Sierra Leoneans have not dropped any catch today. Oh, that was almost the Ben Stokes. All right, umpires asking for the medical team to check on Aquil.
Yeah.
I think it's it's a requirement that once the ball hits the ump, a medical team member has to just check for concussion before the game goes on. Aquil indicating to the umpire that he's okay.
It's fine, but
again,
they say it's not his call.
Yeah, it's really not his call. Umpire has to ensure that we follow the rules laid down. Yeah. Medical team coming in to check on Aquil. Again, 103 runs, 103 for 9 so far. Within my range, I would say. I'm safe. Ajidagba. On the screen is the net building, former Nitel building, headquarters. Still the tallest building in West Africa. Is it still? Yeah, I know one time tallest building in West Africa. I know the UBA building was meant to be taller than it, but I think this is still the tallest building in Africa because of the mast at the top.
Okay, that's the summary. The best batters, Rexford Bakum, scored 30 runs off 27 balls as the opening batter, which included 2 fours. A strike rate of 111.11. Kelvin Awala, 22 runs off 24 balls, which included 2 fours, 91.67. And in third position for their batting is Joseph Kwame Theodore, the wicketkeeper, who had an 100% strike rate, 1-6, 10 runs from 10 balls. And this is the surroundings of the Tafawa Balewa Keruwa. You can see one of the transport bus in Lagos, the bus rapid transit.
That's my alma mater, King's College, Lagos in the background. One of the foremost schools. I may be a bit biased, but that's probably the best secondary school in Nigeria. To all the Kingsmen listening, Floriat. We're back at the Tafawa Balewa Cricket Oval.
You saw that I was just mute. I pretended as if I didn't listen.
Yeah, there's a school somewhere for the inland called Igbobi. That's where she went to. Oh, fantastic shot again by Aquil.
With that goal, Akil is just telling me he knows what he's doing.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, I think we should leave the banter. Let's not expose the Igbobi boys too much on this broadcast. We'll leave it for much off when we get off the mic.
Sheung Adeku, 105 for 9, 19.4 overs. Miniru Paka versus Akil Isra Syed.
Whoa, great shot. That's
maximum. Ladies and gentlemen, I am upstanding to say a man who all knows his onions. Oluwaseun Adeku postulated, predicted, in 19.4 and said, all other things being equal, this team should score 110. But guess what? One more has been added. And who did that? The man that has been vilified, Akil Israel Seared scoring a maximum. What does he make out of this last ball? He goes for anything. 112 for loss of 9 wickets in 20 overs.
Fantastic last over. Lovely batting by Quill. You know, again, once you have a bat, anything is possible. And I think he showed us that. Just 15 runs, 16 runs shy of the batting pass score at TBS. But something tells me this may just be enough, considering the opponent they're playing today.
All right, we wait to see how it all pans out. Sierra Leone need 113 runs in 20 overs. It's not something they cannot achieve. They need about 5.1 per over to get to this level. And that's the match summary. The honors is on you, Sheun, to give us the match summary.
Thank you, Sheun. Not the 350 runs that Ghana needed to qualify for the finals, but I think this would do for today. 112 for 9. Baku, 30 off 27 balls. Kelvin Awala, 22 off 24. And a late fury by the number 11, Aquil. Joseph also pitching in 10 off 10. Again, I would say this is probably the best innings we've seen so far from the Ghanaian team. On the bowling side, Paka, 3 for 31. Ibrahim Kamara, 2 fantastic figures, 2 wickets, 7 runs in 3 overs. And then George Cisse taking 1 run, taking 1 wicket, conceding just 7 runs in 2 overs. So, again, anything is possible, Sheun. And do you think that benefits and the positive sides of COVID, I would say, Andy? So, do you want to share a bit score the expected 113 runs to win?
Well, when you look at the Sierra Leonean team, they have a team that can achieve that feat. You talk about players like Alison Toure, Aruna Kainesi, John Bangura, Lansana Lamine, Limon Koka, George Sese, even Captain George Edward Umbeba. So it's not before them, it's not beyond them to get that victory. But maybe you just tell us the highlight of what that happened. They didn't drop catch except one that they dropped.
Absolutely. Again, you know, fantastic batting. A lot of them, you know, trying to hit the ball out of the park, you know, falling to long off, long on, most cases. Obed, that's the wicket of Obed Avi. And then another wicket, we're about to look at, see another wicket again.
That's Theodore, the wicket keeper.
Theodore, most interesting wicket of the day, trying to sweep a Yorker. Then run out chance taking.
Breaking communication. Skies it up. And he's gone. That's Kwabe Anefi. Kwabena Anefi. Godfred Bakiwayem. Gone from Samuel Conte, telling them that I told you. Another one skied up. They didn't drop those catches.
I'm telling
George
you,
Mbeba.
the Sierra Leoneans took a lot of their catches today. And, oh, that was a 6 by Bakum. By Aquil.
Yeah.
Fantastic shot. Again, the background, tallest building in West Africa, the Nitel building. A lot of landmarks surrounding us at the cricket over here. Fantastic. We invite those of you listening to visit the country. Quite a number of them. The big TBS Square, Tafa Balear Cricket Square. We have the Remembrance Arcade, where just behind us, not too far from us, is the Onikon football field.
Yeah, the Mobolaji Johnson Arena.
Yes.
Christened after one of the former governors of Lagos State. This is also very good.
And just behind it is the beginning of the longest bridge in West Africa also.
Yeah, they said now is the second longest.
Oh, yeah.
The first one is in Egypt. This is the second, and that's why they call it the state of aquatic splendor.
Absolutely. Lagos is beautiful through the lens of our production team. And, you know, we welcome you to enjoy this beautiful city. You know, they say incredible.
businesses are one of the pillars of community. They provide the things we need. They provide jobs for people. And that way, people can take care of their families. In Nigeria, SMEs contribute 80% of employment and more than 46% of total GDP. Small businesses need to make the right decisions and on time. To make the right decisions, they need information. And to get relevant information, they need to capture sufficient data. Today, gathering data is digital. So, small businesses need to go digital. Digital means contactless, paperless, and cashless. And this is why we created Sparkle Business, a simple digital solution that helps SMEs capture all their business activities in one place, providing information and insight to enable them make the best decisions for their business to grow. What do you want to do today? Want to make better business decisions? Get Sparkle Business today.
Welcome back to the second innings. Back on the mic, Seun Ajidagba, my good friend. An endurance of fame is 113 required from 20 overs. And these are Sierra Leoneans. We have to pull the socks up and create some fun for the fans back home in Freetown. The Ghanaians, of course, trying to dominate today, setting the pace for the third and fourth place match tomorrow. Seun Ajidagba, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Endurance. It's almost looking like the same scenario of what might likely happen. Underline that word, what might likely happen. Now, this is the standings for Nigeria and Rwanda. Nigeria has played 9, won 9, 18 points, a net run rate of 2.520. Rwanda played 9, won 4, lost 5, 8 points, 0.591. Now, based on the net run rate that they have, is higher than that of Ghana, and we can safely say that based on that, Nigeria would be facing Rwanda in the final.
What happens if Ghana can knock this off if Sierra Leone knocks it off? Because Ghana didn't get the opportunity to score so much, but again, it doesn't matter. I agree with you 100%. It's Nigeria versus Rwanda in that finals tomorrow, 2:15 p.m. That's the first ball up. And it's Godfred Bakihayim who started proceedings from the Court of Appeal end.
Aruna Kainesi and Alison Toure. One thing I have to say very quickly is that it's looking like the same scenario. Just in case Ghana beats Sierra Leone, they will have done 3-0 over them. Just like Nigeria did 3-0 over Rwanda. But all that will no longer matter. What will now matter is, you've won the battle, but there is a war somewhere.
Well, Ajidagba, you can't take anything away from every match through this tournament. And I must say, Ghana has quite dominated Sierra Leone throughout. Nigeria dominated Rwanda, but again, these 4 teams will be at it again tomorrow. Some intense cricket expected from all 4 teams. We want to see Rwanda really dig in deep and put up some big fight against Nigeria. And of course, Sierra Leone versus Ghana will be another delight tomorrow. That's the first run for Sierra Leone. It's Aruna, Keita, and Alocen Toure opening the batting for Sierra Leone. We've seen them make changes up and downs. Captain Njeba dropping himself slightly backwards. John Bangura not opening the batting in this tournament. One would expect that he probably should have batted top order so he gets enough batting time, because he's a man that can control a big swing there. The fielder running forward, but safe. 2 runs it will be. And that's the beginning of the runs chase for Aruna. Much of a delight. Required run rate is 5.69 and over. This should be an easy walk if Sierra Leone can just dig in deep and bat for time here, ensuring that they run those singles and then run those doubles, wait for those boundary opportunities and take them, keeping wickets in hand to dominate. 110 runs, 113 runs is a getter anytime, any day.
Ghana has a bit of semblance with Nigeria. And the aspect I'm coming from is their opening batters. Sierra Leone, I went to say, Nigeria remains the only consistent team that have used Sulaiman Rushewe and Daniel Agyekum. For the Sierra Leoneans also, George Ngeba, if he's not starting, he will just say Aruna Kainesi and Alusin Toure should open proceedings.
Well, I tell you, Ajidagba, that's the most important thing in cricket. And batters need to get their times right. You need to give them the opportunity to be able to tell a story over a period of time. You don't want to keep changing the top order, and that's what Nigeria have done. I'm impressed to see Ronshawe Sulaiman had the opportunity up front to build his innings. He needs it heading to tomorrow's final, and of course, the tournament in Namibia. That's good confidence by him. He has a lot. He needs to carry over 200 million Nigerians on his shoulders. The only thing is they have to find a batting partner who will get going for Nigeria and ensure that we finish our stats, because then we get us getting into 100 in 16 overs or 80, and then we don't carry through. So that's something we have to do if we are to make any impact in Namibia. And to see the Sierra Leonean side doing the same thing, I'm quite impressed. Captain George Njeba, yes, not had a few time in this tournament, but dropped himself back and promoted Aruna Keita and Alusin Toure have been consistent up front. Let's hope that he comes to the party today and give the Sierra Leoneans in Freetown something to smile about.
Well encapsulated thoughts by Endurance of Fame, former captain of the Yellow Greens. People have asked me consistently, why Yellow Greens? What does it mean?
I'll tell you what, when Nigeria started playing colored cricket, those were the colors we had to pick. We're taking them from the emblem of Nigeria. When you see the rivers crossing the green spots, you know, that explains clearly the yellow-green. That's the historical background of our playing jersey, and that's why you've seen most of our playing stripes predominantly green and then yellow stripes.
You just heard him. Over 3 million viewers that are watching this game. Endurance just explained to you why the nickname of the male and female cricket team of Nigeria is called Yellow Green.
It's end of the first over and it's 3 for no loss after one. It's bowling change. Bowling opening bowler from the pavilion end. Aquil Said.
The man who made the last over look so interesting with those beautiful runs to take them to where they are.
If you're watching this from across the world, we're pleased to announce to you that tomorrow's games, again starting 10 a.m. will be Sierra Leone versus Ghana. And in the afternoon at 2:15 will be the final match of this tournament between East African brothers, Rwanda, all the way from Kigali, versus the home team, Nigeria.
From a team that has never faced each other up until the 4th of October, a wonderful Wednesday, to now facing each other about 4 times, and that battle still continues in Namibia.
I'll tell you what, the interesting thing about both federations or association, Rwanda and Nigerian cricket, it's been amazing, from the Kwigibika tournament to the, series in Abuja and then back to Lagos and then the Women's Invitational. It's good to see both countries honoring invitations for cricket, for giving their players the opportunity. And we saw how the Rwandans did at the World Cup, you know, the women's team. It's quite impressive.
The 19 team?
Yeah, they're on the 19 teams. It's quite impressive to see how they involve. Brilliant shot over the top. A couple.
They'll get 2 runs. It's easy 2 runs. Michael Abuaye and Godfred Bakiwayem both go for that ball. We are into the second over of this entertaining encounter.
I really see, if you ask me, I want to see Sierra Leone go through this so we can have an exciting time tomorrow morning, because Ghana would want to take a pound of their flesh back.
Absolutely. And I think that's what they have in their mind.
Brilliant shot. Brilliant shot on the back foot. Godfrey Bakiwayem comes around that one and it will be 2 only. That's brilliant batting.
And excellent fielding, the two complementing each other. Godfred Bakiwayem. Nigerians have rechristened him to call him Mashake based on his looks.
I think Godfred is a hard worker here. To think that he bowled from the Court of Appeal and fielding a deep long off, quite impressive. Alusin Toure, one of the finest Sierra Leonean batters, but not been able to come to the party in this tournament. He's got the ability. He's batting nicely. We saw him in Kigali holding his end, but struggled in this tournament. Useful batter. He just needs to stick around. He goes again over the top, this time straight to mid-off. Goffrey again in business. He's a busy man today.
The intent is clear from Sierra Leone. We win this, we go into that last game of this tournament in confident mood, not a team that has lost 3 times to the same opponent.
I agree with you, Ajidagba. They need to find that mix. They need to find that confidence. They need to find that courage. So people back home and here can continue to respect them as a team. Not fair that you lose to a team 3 times. Considering it's just 113 you require. That's another wide.
And I was speaking to Captain George Edward Ngbeba of Sierra Leone. He consistently said, we are trusting this process, and what we are preparing for, more importantly, is the African Cricket Association competition that has been postponed twice. And for the Ghanaians, this is about a preparatory tournament for the All-African Games that they will be hosting. It's nice to see All-African Games having cricket in the mix.
I would like to see Ghana do more because they are hosts, so it means they are in the tournament automatically, and which is good for them. I think the top 8 teams in the rankings will qualify for that All-African Games. But for Sierra Leone, they have to work really hard because who knows the ranking after here? It's already decided, but they have to take as many points as possible for the reviewed ranking next year. So every game is important. You don't want to say, oh no, it's dead rubber. You don't want to walk through it. Take this game and then fight hard tomorrow. Take a second one. Improve your rankings.
You just said improve your rankings. Wide ball from Akil Syed Isra. Coming from the pavilion end. Encouragement all round from his teammates to either give them dot balls or get the wickets. They want to break this partnership.
I'll tell you what, the All-African Games will be nice to see the big boys from South Africa playing in that one.
You said?
The All-African Games, it will be nice to see South African Test big boys come to that one. I would like to shake hands with Bavuma at the All-African Games, representing Nigeria. Shion Ajidagba, what are your thoughts?
I pray it doesn't happen.
But it will be a good experience. I mean, I'll tell you what, won't it be nice to see Peter Hall bowling to Bavuma?
Yes.
It will be an amazing sight to see. After all, they're going to be bowling to the Zimbabweans later this year. So we can't take anything. You don't know what could happen.
I understand it's good that you have that.
All African Games.
But again, I study sport and exercise psychology at master's level. And there is little to what a psychologist can do, especially when you see people like Quincy de Kock, Makram, Van Dusen hitting you all around. You might not even appear for the next game. And in local parlance, they say, shoe get size, or cricket get quality. There's a way a batter will knock you around, and you just tell them that.
Ajidagba, I'll give that to you, right? I remember in 2002 when we played South Africa in the African Cup. You know, they sent in their A team where we had guys like Thomas Afonso, Zondeki in that tournament. I remember Sheung, I think I was 12th man for that game, and you and I had a pavilion. We know what happened with the pace and the bounce and all that. But look, if you don't play against those teams, you never get the exposure. That's the whole idea. You know, you don't want to be far from them. You see from the Asian Cup, you see the opportunities. The countries like Singapore and those other countries have the opportunity to play the big guns. You know, even if you select players from the IPL to play for India, it's a big team for those countries. So we want to see South Africa there. We want to see them, no matter what happens, we want to see Zimbabwe there. That's the only way the countries like Nigeria, Uganda, Kenya will get the opportunity to grow. You know, African cricket needs to transform in that way, and I'm happy that's happening. The most important thing is we're getting the opportunity in Namibia to play against Namibia, and Zimbabwe will be there as well. So let's see what the All-African game is made of. But for now, it's 15 for no loss after 2.1 overs.
The intent is clear from these Sierra Leoneans. Aruna Kainesi and Alusin Toure, they've combined to face 13 balls and they've scored 12. That's the partnership. They faced 14 balls and they scored 16. I'm still ruminating about these South Africans. Yes, we agree that at the ICC World Cup, they are 4-time semi-finalists. But those names, like I've always said, and Odeku re-echoes it, the life cycle of a mosquito is egg, poop, and larva adults. No child leaves primary school and say the next place I'm going to is university. So it must be a gradual process. Not to leave this top position and say the next person you want to go and bowl against is Temba Bavuma and Quinty de Kock. Take it one step at a time. Like one song I love to listen to, Jimmy Randu. One day at a time, sweet Jesus.
You can say that again. Makes it all beautiful and glamorous here at the TBS Oval. Bringing it to terms, it's Godfrey versus Alison Toure.
The intent is clear. The intent is clear from these guys. Can they go for one more? Yes, they do.
Sloppy fielding there from the Ghanaians.
Absolutely. But cricket has taught us a lot of lessons. You might start very well and all of a sudden just, crumble along the way.
I think Sierra Leone are right on the spot for the needed run rates. Presently on 7, requiring 5 and over. Alusin and Aruna, we just have to continue to find that partnership. And it's good to see that it's 19 for no loss. Brilliant dab into the slip region. Alusin wants a single and he gets it.
I love the way he put his bat, the full face bat, just tap that ball for just one single run. Aruna Kainesi and Alison Toure, they are on 100%, faced 17 balls and scored 17 runs. Current run rate is 7.06, which is far above what is required.
And just keep the partnership. Beauty line. That one beats him before he came.
Coach Mohamed Boyce Kamara will be hoping and praying that Alison Toure and Aruna Kainesi form a formidable partnership. The intent is clear.
There again. And Nefi missing out on that one. First pickup. Again, it's a bowling change, and it's that big man, Obed Harvey, who comes in from the pavilion end of this TBS Cricket Oval. If you are not here and you're following from around Lagos, do feel free to join the big party tomorrow.
We are pleased inviting you. Andy, I want to put you on the spot. What cricket match, be it secondary, university, or national team, or club level, do you want to forget in a hurry? And which cricket game, across all those levels I mentioned, will you always look back to say, I cherish this moment and I'll continue to relish it?
Well, I cherish the moment we beat King's College in King's College. That was the first and Southern Grammar School. It was a big thing for us, young boys. I mean, when we hear King's College, St. Gregory's College, the traditional cricket playing school, and Igbobi College, you kind of get scared. I know, I don't know if Tam will remember, we never want to play Greg's, so anytime we hear Greg's, we fall sick. But it was good we went to play King's College 1999 NMPC, and that was the last. We lost to Malcolm, we all cried home. But I remember beating King's College and running to Dr. Ivo around Lansing to go and cry that, yes, we've beaten King's College for the first time, and that means we could do a lot of things. Exactly, I know Seun Odeku is itching to have the mic, but he doesn't have it. So at the moment, I'm going to oppress him as much as I can. You want to forget games, for me, it's club cricket. Games you want to forget. I think I just joined the Bejuleki at that time, and we lost 3 straight finals to GCI. It wasn't something you want to be part of. I mean, but again, we learned from that and dominated in years to come. But GCI, I mean, always a team to play anytime, any day in those enabling and top days.
Thank you very much, Endurance of Fame. We still have the duo of Seun Odeku and Tamuno John. And Tamuno said something very instructive. That day, I took 7 wickets. I annihilated, I tortured, I battered, and I pummeled King's College, right at King's College, and we said to them, we die here today. Let's see what Aruna Kainesi and Alusin today will do.
That's the thing about this tournament. I mean, they have a way of telling stories years to come, and it will be nice to see those cool tournaments come back again. Brilliant shot. This time he goes for a slog sweep over mid-wicket. Fielder runs around it, but safe. The would take comfortable too. It's Aruna Keita that is doing the damage here with the bat. The partnership still going strong and strong. It's 24 for no loss after 3.5 overs. And it's Aruna and Alusin Ture doing it for Sierra Leone.
This duo, Endurance, if they take this game to 50 runs, I know impossibility is nothing, but I must say, without losing any wickets, then it becomes more difficult for Ghana.
Again.
They faced 23 balls and they've scored 24 runs.
You know, Sean, we spoke about that game between Ghana and Rwanda, where we had the games going up and down until the super over. Something tells me this is the kind of game, because you can see the net required run rate and the current run rate is not far-fetched. All you need to do is Ghana gets 3 quick wickets and then we are into that game mood. But at the moment, it's Sierra Leone that has the game to lose, and they have to work extremely hard to ensure victory is theirs. You know, I like to ask the people back home, are you sure to win? I'm sure they've all answered yes. You know, that's the slang of the Sierra Leoneans. And on a day like today, the music is buzzing here at the TBS Cricket Oval, and the party is on for them to have this.
And the party becomes more interesting tomorrow. There will be a live band. There is a DJ. There's Heineken to go along with it. And there's a lot of things. So who is that chairman? Andy looks like a chairman.
Well, I'll tell you what, we will come, we will enjoy the atmosphere. Most importantly, we will ensure cricket wins. So it's a beauty here.
This is the kind of moment you love Alusin Ture to continue to chant that song. Alala ilolo, alo, alala ilolo, alo, alo.
Now you're sounding like a Sierra Leonean supporter.
That's the song.
That's it, innit? I've been told to enjoy what we do. It's Godfrey still trying to find the inroads for Ghana. It's both 2.1 overs considered 10 runs. No wickets in the kitty. Not business as usual. Godfrey will have to work extremely harder than expected here to give Ghana the required breakthrough. And it's Sierra Leone would dominate at 26 for no loss after 4.1.
They're not doing badly in the power play. Finally, they needed to break that wicket. Aruna Kainesi is gone.
And Godfrey gets his man. From that experienced campaigner, Godfrey Bakiwayem, I can tell you, perhaps the most informed player for Ghana. He's been everywhere, fielding, bowling, batting. That straight one, the man, Aruna, playing around that one, convinced enough, and it's umpire Taiwo Oladunjoye who pulls up the finger.
And Endurance, Taiwo Oladunjoye will not forget Sierra Leone. Reason being that Nigeria versus Sierra Leone tie was when Taiwo Oladunjoye made his debut in the men's T20I competition. Just recently, he just bagged his level 3 CSA umpire certificate, and that's good to see. In comes the man who won the player of the match against Nigeria on October 19, 2021, a Tuesday at the Unilag Cricket Oval, Miniru Paka.
I agree with you, spot on. He's got plenty of talent. He needs to stand up and be counted for Sierra Leone. The stage is set. It's 26 for 1 after 4.2, and it's Godfrey versus Minero. First up shows him the maker of the bat.
And Endurance, while I appreciate the Nigerian Cricket Federation for their vision in ensuring that about 250,000 children across the 6 geopolitical zones play the game of cricket, we will never forget what Hazard Foundation did for cricket development in Lagos and extension Nigeria, in making us understand the rudiments of cricket back in those days.
Scramble for one there, run out opportunity. Didn't get it. One completed. They're taking a second, running without his bat. It's unbelievable. Alison Toure. Sheon, you can't take away the involvement of volunteer or NGOs in any form of development. Even if it's not cricket, any form of development. The government can't do it alone. Corporate community can't do it alone. We need volunteers and people who will be part of any development process. And that is what the foundation Hazard has done over the years. Thanks to them, you and I won't be involved today. And I'll tell you, it was a rare privilege to have been part of that process where we had the opportunity to play plenty of secondary school cricket around the Lagos community in Surulere, where most of us grew up, and having the opportunity to play against the big boys who had the school structures then, King's College, Greg's, and Igbobi College, your own alma mater. So it's a good thing. We need to see those days come back. And what NCF is doing about those 250,000 kids through development, I can tell you a lot of investment has gone into making sure that there are basic equipment across the country through organized cricket association. So I tell you what, once you have an organized cricket association with a decent structure, you link up with the Nigerian Cricket Federation, you will get support for grassroots cricket development.
And that's why we are always in the eyes of the International Cricket Council, Nigeria Cricket Federation, back-to-back, winning award Best Use of Social Impact, taking cricket to IDP camp in Benin, and now they play cricket for fun. I mean, they enjoy playing cricket. And also, the Best Female Cricket Initiative. Absolutely brilliant. So, congratulations to you, Endurance, because you have earned the right to smell your flowers. It's an award that went to Nigerian Cricket Federation, which you are a member of the board, representing the players on the board of the Nigerian Cricket Federation.
Ajidagba, say congratulations to all of us Nigerians, because all your support is what we've gathered to achieve that. Back to play is Godfrey versus Mineiro.
You saw what Alison is telling him? Alison says, just try and nick one so that I can come and face. But they're not doing badly. 30 for 1 after 5 overs.
Again, Ajidagba to keep that scoreboard keeping. Don't leave it for too late. Don't leave it for too late. It's very important. You want to keep rotating strike. If you keep going at 6 and over, by the 17th or 18th over, you almost be reaching your target. But how long are they going to do this? Only time will tell, and we are here to wait for that time.
Obedave back at his favorite pavilion end, where he's into his second over, still in search of his first wicket for today. The first over wasn't bad, considered just 4 runs.
A big turn on that one. Swings and misses. Alison Toure,
yeah,
looking to shape up and go big. That opened 2 high stands. See there, Ajidagba, he's got that open stance, and the first trigger movement is to bring that front foot into the line of the middle stump. Creates the opportunity, and it's a single. Brilliant batting by Alison Toure.
Alison Toure is on over 100% strike rate, while Raymond Coker, that's not Raymond Coker. Raymond Coker is a left-hand batter.
Big shot. Will this be umpire David Odiambo? Not interested in that one. Obed Harvey looking like I'm sure DRS, perhaps he would have gone up.
But then you have to give credit to Berave for his second over, but more importantly, the sixth for the Ghanaians.
Hitting him just outside the off-stump line.
31 runs for loss of 1 after 6 overs. They need 82 runs in 84 balls. Their current run rate is 5.17. Required is 5.86. Thanks to Oberave in that over, ensuring that just 1 run was conceded. They go back again to the court of appeal end. And coming from that angle, Captain Samson Kwasi Awea has come to realize that they will struggle with spin. And so let me bring in Michael Abuai.
Brilliant shot through the offside. This time, deep extra cover comes into play. It was just be a single.
And Michael Abuai will say to himself, I wish I can remember what happened in the final match between Ghana. He wants to forget in a hurry that 17th over where Ademola Onikoyi struck 2 back-to-back sixes to get Nigeria out of jail. Was looking like a game that Nigeria was going to struggle. But those back-to-back sixes and further runs that were scored.
He goes big this time over extra covers. What a shot. Neatly executed from Alusin Ture. What class standards.
You saw what Godfred Bakiwayem did. He said, umpire Taiwo, before you declare, I've declared. This is way above me. Thought I could get a hold of it, but hey, went up and went big.
I did say Alusin Ture has got the quality to ensure we have some good cricket here. And that is what he continues to do. He's so confident, that young man. Very difficult shot to execute. Hit it neatly and timely. Struck overs for 6. There you have it again.
Michael Abuai is synonym to 6. 39 for 1, 7 overs gone. 13 overs more. They need 74 runs in 78 balls. Alison Ture and Miniru Paka batting. Oberave into his third over, still in search of his first wicket.
Big shout, yes it is. Playing right across that one. LBW it is. And it's Miniru Paka who departs.
And just when I was asking Oberave, when will you have your first wicket? Ober just tells me, God's time is the best. And that time is 7.1 overs.
I tell you what, this is really a disappointment. No reason whatsoever. Come down the line, nudge it for one. Alison Ture is in control, and you look to go big as a batter. You should be batting in partnerships, and that's the beauty of this game. At the moment, it's Ghana who smiles last, and it's 39 for 2 after 7.1. Oberave gets his man. Captain Jordan Jeba strolls in to join his man Alison Toure. The skipper needs to step up and be counted on opportunity. The stage is looking set. 74 from 74 delivery is required. Obed into his third over. He's picked up a wicket. It's a brilliant bowling figures there. 5 runs. Back shot, hits that one through. Point and cover as the fielder comes around it. It would just be 2. Michael Agwe does well to return that one. Into the gap again. I think Sierra Leone looking good for this one. The captain and Alusin Toure just needs to forge another partnership. They have still to bat John Bangura. Within the 3 of them, they could fashion out some victory. Victory here for Sierra Leone. They have to bat deep into this innings. Wait is the call. Obed Harvey working extremely hard for Ghana here. He wants it, no, captain doesn't. This is where you don't give a wicket away.
More so when you are on top. Like they say, when you are on top, you become the topic.
3 runs and a wicket in that over. It's end of the 8th over and it's 42 for 2.
Obed Harvey. That was Minero Paka's wicket on replay.
It's Michael Abwaye who comes on from the Court of Appeal end and will be bowling to Captain George Ngeba. Rocks back, tries to hit that one through the offside, or misses it.
Endurance, how dangerous is it for George to play on the back foot?
Finds that gap through the points, comes into play. Just a single.
I've come to realize that Nigerians are the ones who like to quickly run in between the wicket. That was a short 2 runs. Unfortunately, the first one wasn't that brisk.
It's a brave bowler, Michael. Just line and length. And Alusin Toure will have to get going. It's 70. Brilliant shot this time, straight to the man. Is it going to be a catch? Big dive in there by Godfrey Bakiwayem. Great work.
That was top effort from him, but just imagine what I was telling you about endurance. You are busy admiring your shots instead of taking advantage of those runs. Despite what Godfrey did, they only ran 1.
I agree with you, Jidagba. Should have been 2. Only 1 taken. You have to, at this stage, take every opportunity that comes your way. Run the ones hard. Push the fielder back for the 2s and wait for the boundary balls. Capitalize on them. Set about 6, 7 and over. He goes back again. This time manages to find the fielder. And it's end of the 9th over. Score is 45 for 2.
Michael Abwaye just completed his second over and 11 runs. And that was that lovely attempt That would have been a super catch. Both Alison Toure and George Ngbeba are on 100% strike rates. George 5 out of 5. Alison 22 out of 22. He was brought in for this assignment. His name is Aziz Suale.
Easy stuff. Just knocked it down leg side. The pavilion, the dugout, the bench, 1-2. But just a single is taken there in the 10th over.
For the Ghanaians, in their thought process, it will be, if we can't get the wickets, let's just ensure that these players continue to dot balls. Dot and not score runs. Good from Aziz Suale. 3 balls bowled.
You'll have to find the gap, Alison. He's got to find the gaps. This is too easy to give away those dot balls. And that's what happens, and then you start building pressure. Now 67 required from 63 deliveries. You can't find the fielder every time doing that. Just been too easy. Perhaps he needs to think, and Captain Jordan Jeba will have to make some decisions. Bowls him clean. What an over. That's it. When you get the opportunity, you get off strike and give your partner the opportunity to face him. He's bowled 3 deliveries that should have been gone for runs, and then he bowls a beauty of a ball. It's 3 wickets down. Does it again on your screen. Suale Aziz. Tall man. This time, let's go straight, and Alison not presenting that full face, making it easy for Aziz to walk away with a wicket. The captain in Jeba is joined by John Bangura. We'll be having a change in the comms box. It's Seun Odeku who's back on the mic.
And an opportunity for Seun to respond to that 7 wicket by Tamino John. And I think this is the appropriate time to also bring on the man who got 7 wickets. So the banter can be sweet. In comes John Bangura. And when John Bangura is in, why should Seun Ajidagba still be in? Let me just bring in Tamino John to join Seun Odeku, the man who ensured that his school will not get that victory that day. Over to you, Tamino.
Thank you again. I think it's only fair to say that some of us have made a lot of sacrifice for cricket. One of which was to encourage Asaruddin Grammar School by losing to them. They were new to cricket, and we didn't want to discourage them, and they're making us regret this act of kindness now. But all jokes aside, I think Asaruddin, I'm happy to be on the losing side for a memorable victory for the school. And I think from that victory, the school then took the encouragement from that, and then progressed significantly to become one of the top playing cricket schools in Lagos, Nigeria. So fair play to the team. It was a surprise loss for us, to be very honest. It was probably, and to top that up, that was my final game for King's College Lagos.
Wow.
So not a very good way to end my tenure as a winning captain. Tamno John, I don't remember. Did you take my wicket on that day?
Yes, I did. I took you. I took Iwajimo.
Oh, yeah.
Iwajimo Batunde, Ashong, Neto, a few others. It was just excellent. I was just on fire that day. But just to let that slide, like you said, Kings College has always been the team to beat right from time because they play top cricket. So we actually look forward to play them at every single game. And for that tournament, it was just a surprise. We actually did everything that was right, and that gave us victory anyway.
Absolutely, and that's the beauty of the game. Any team can beat any team depending on who shows up on that day.
You're right.
And that takes me back to the earlier conversation between Endurance and Sheon about South Africa presenting their top team players for the All African Games.
Oh my God.
Do you think any of the other teams stand a chance of winning the gold medal if South Africa comes with their A team?
Well, it's just going to be a sided game, except I don't know what will happen, but I don't think it will favor any team.
Yeah.
Other than South African side, but it will be a privilege to play top players at that level. Probably get to ask or have some friendship with them, build some relationship that will last forever.
I doubt they will bring the top guys. I suspect they'll bring a developmental side to the games.
Mostly, you can recall also, it's true. They might not come with team A, they might come with team C. We saw that also in our ICC tournament in Lusaka when they just put in, they brought in Monday Zundeki, the likes of Las Krusna, about 3 of them into that tournament, and they went unbeaten anyway. So
absolutely, and even with that team C, my money is still on South Africa to win. I recall, like Endurance mentioned, when we played them in Lusaka, Zambia.
Yeah.
And quite a number of teams played in that tournament. Zambia.
Oh wow, Zimbabwe.
Oh, lovely catch in the goalie there.
Yeah.
By Bakum.
Oh, lovely good catch. John Bangura is out. He's 49 for the loss of 3 wickets in 10.3 overs.
Absolutely. There just seems to be, teams tend to start well and then, flurry of wickets drop. Very similar to the first inning story. Yeah. And the main guy, just being pinned down too much and trying to play it on back foot, but, pace, being beaten for pace, I would say. What do you think, TJ?
Well, I'm not surprised. I've seen this LEONE over time in this tournament starting big. Even the Ghanaians, they start really big and then decline as the game goes down. Oh, lovely view, Sharon.
Again, King's College Lagos on your screen. Igbo Shere in the background. That is the very heart of Lagos. I'm sure the population density in that area, it's going to be interesting. That's the very, very the heart of Lagos, I would say.
Do it at the end.
Daniel, bowling to Lamin. Daniel has been bowling very well. First over, only 2 runs conceded. Already taking a wicket of the dangerous John Bangura. Do you think this is the end of the game, or do you think there's still a chance for the Sierra Leonean team?
Well, like you said, Sharon, we've seen the Sierra Leone team over time put up high run rate in the first 6 over, which happened to be the first power play over, then decline gently. But again, there's always a room for improvement. They must have gone to that drawing board to make some adjustment and decide to approach the game differently. So we never can say it's over until the last over.
Absolutely, and I think you're spot on. But just that in the first 5 overs, Sierra Leoneans were on top in terms of the, if you look at the run, and we are showing the wickets.
Okay.
But right now they're just slightly behind the required run rate as we speak. At this stage, as they currently 47 for loss of 3, and if you look at Ghana was at 55 at this point in time. So Not that there's not a lot of difference there, but again, it calls for concern because we've seen the Sierra Leonean batting middle order just collapse, throughout this tournament, and so if you look at that, then there's very little hope that they can bounce back. Again, King's College. This is the famous King's College ground when Tamino and Endurance got their famous victory against. King's College, Lagos.
In the NFPC tournament.
Yeah, in 1999. A lot of good memories. This was the foremost school ground then in back then.
You're right.
Now trying to get back to the glory days, trying to bring back cricket to the school in Lagos. And Femi, Tamino, how many balls did you play into Igboshere? When you were playing in King's College?
If I can actually put back, maybe I would just say a couple of few, not much like that, but I think I've done some. And I was happy, as a young lad with a lot of enthusiasm, you just want to go over the fence to put your name among those who have actually done that regularly.
Absolutely. It used to be it used to be a thing of joy then for us as young men, just to put the ball over the fence into the residential area of Igboshere.
I tell you.
It used to be like a thing of pride also, you just say, oh, I played you into Igboshere.
They couldn't find the ball.
But now we know better. Yeah, we know better.
We do.
Essendon's appeal there. From the Ghanaian team, umpire not interested in the appeal. Aziz Sule bowling to Lassana Lamy.
Oh, that was
big shot, big shot.
It's big. That
mine.
Big. Well played.
Oh mine, that was a wonderful six.
Very well played down to the long on area, deep. Big shot, and quickly we saw Chimeze, an ex-international on the Nigerian side, actually ball back. So cricketers are all over everywhere.
That was a cow corner shot.
Tell you.
For a while there, I was worried because I was really scared that it was going to land on my car.
I see why cars are really packed away from the cricket circle, the cricket playing areas because of safety. We've seen players play the ball out of park, 103, 109, millimeters away, far away from the pitch. So it's better if you come to watch the cricket. If you come to watch cricket, you park your cars away for safety.
There's this clip that was making the rounds on social media one time about a guy in England. Right. Who played a six and shattered his own windscreen. So, instead of him, wonderful, good shot. Wonderful square cut.
Good shot. It's good to see Lamin, former captain of the Sierra Leonean side, actually striking the ball hard in this particular innings. Not like showing like I told you. I said approach can be different per match. And sometimes teams progress over matches.
Sure.
So also players do.
That's 10 quick runs in the over, Tamino. Things have changed already.
Just like when we think, or when we are thinking that they are declining and this over became expensive, and it seems to come back to to a comfortable chasing.
I'm telling you, it's amazing how things can change quickly. A few balls ago, they were behind Ghana. But now, if we can get the warm again from our production team, just to show if anything has changed from the last over.
Okay. Actually, the current run rate they are going out is 5. Okay, let's look at the chart now.
All right. So it doesn't look like it's updated. Okay, yeah, funny enough, they're back on top of Ghana now. No, am I getting that wrong? Sorry. They're still I'm not sure this over is reflecting yet, but they're on 60 now. Yeah. So just slightly on the Ghana, 5 runs behind at the same point, but haven't lost 3 more wickets 3 more wickets than the Ghanaian team.
Love.
Another good shot.
Good play, good shot, good executed. We can also see their batters and rotating strike, and this is one of the quality of good batters,
Absolutely, and the Sierra Leonean batsmen are appear to be playing with a lot more freedom. Really nothing to lose at this point.
You know.
And they're enjoying themselves. We're beginning to see the strokes come out.
It's really not, it's really not easy playing at the bottom of the table. There's a popular say that say that is down. It's fear not more,
Absolutely.
52 runs needed in 47 balls.
Very doable.
It's
the kind of game I would love to bat in, Oh yeah. Yes. Thanks for this, the production team. This is the chap who played a 6 into the back of his own car. How do you begin to tell your insurance company?
Sure, did you actually see the expression of that batter? You will pay yourself definitely.
It's I don't know. You're typically excited when you play 6, but that's one 6 is going to regret for a long time.
When you have to pay for your own damage, that's also something you don't want to forget. It's historical anyway. It's totally going to be in the record. I'm sure it will be.
Oh my, cricket. There's this channel on YouTube, Village Cricket. So all sorts of interesting clips, and I recommend to anybody listening to us today and watching this this coverage. It shows a lot of village cricket, funny village cricket scenes on. They put that together. It's always on social media. Some very, very interesting clips, and
it's good. It's good
sometimes not always serious cricket. It's good to see the funny side of cricket.
Yes.
I think, and as you grow older in the game, I think for me now, I haven't retired. I really would, I just like to play what we call jollof cricket. No pressure cricket.
Pressure. You're not fighting to any team or national side.
Absolutely. Come on a Sunday afternoon, have a go at it, enjoy yourself, apply yourself.
Also seen it as an
have fun. Have fun. But our young men here cannot afford to do that.
They have so much at stake,
Yes.
Especially if they see their coach doing that, and knowing at the back of their mind that he's also there for selection, you don't try that when you come to play.
Absolutely, you've got to apply yourself. The duty of care is very much needed at this level of cricket.
Come on,
And some level of professionalism has to come with it. And you have to really put your best foot forward for these games. Do you think that adds a different level of pressure to the players?
Well, it has. There's never been a game of cricket without pressure. Even if you think you're playing it for fun, there's some that playing to win. That that spirit behind it. You just want to win first, even when you're joking. It's always there. And for players that have more to offer, definitely you'll be under pressure, because sometimes when you play a weaker team, you're expected to perform very well, and when you don't perform well and you're being bold and stuff like that, and people will keep asking questions, are you sure this person is a national player? How did he get selected and stuff like that? So if you find yourself at any category, you really want to put a big hit into it, so that when they're commenting, they say, oh, we know you, of course he should score that, and stuff like that.
Absolutely. You're spot on, Tamino. That pressure is at every level of once you're representing your country, there's the pressure that, you want to perform. There are people knocking on the door. They want to come into the team, and therefore that pressure is on you. But, I think for me, as I've just grown older in the game, I really, I just focus on preparing well for the games. And once I prepare well for the game, and I feel like I've done my part in preparing well for the game,
all right, sure.
I go into the game and just have a good time and play. Do my work, know what is expected of me, be relaxed around the game, and give it my best.
Very few people can manage that anyway. But it's good to see that. Okay, it's end of 13 over, 63 runs at the loss of 4 wickets. Sierra Leone. Ghana still dominating somehow. The current run rate has dropped from 5 to 4. Required run rate has moved up to 7 runs per over.
Yeah, slowly creeping up. Another dot ball. The ball keeping slightly low, swinging out. At this point, you've got to use your feet.
Yeah, you really need to move your foot and go down, stay low anyway, not playing on the up.
get to the pitch of the ball. You know, Aquil is bowling really well, just keeping it within the blue line. You know, oh, lovely in swinger there.
Very well put. How do you-
Change that. First one was an out swinger. This one was an in swinger.
Aquil has so much variety, and his short runs normally look deceiving to batters, but he has good, quick slinging hands. You know, so you don't really want to write him off each ball he bowls.
Absolutely, and I think that's we've seen the evidence of that is number of wickets is taken in this tournament, which is one of their top bowlers. Yeah,
I've seen him so many times starting from the pavilion end and ends up pulling from the court of appeal end, and also gets wicket from both ends. You know, I don't know why he does that, but it always works.
yeah, it's good to have a bowler who some of us are reading bowlers. I recall when I used to bowl. Once I get into a rhythm, I just want to stay in that rhythm. So for me, switching ends can be a bit tricky sometimes. But when the captain needs it, we do it.
When coming up, learning the game from the secondary school level, and at some point in time, I used to think that when you have yourself going at one end and you're changing end, it's because maybe you're not too comfortable, or the ball does what you don't want the ball to do. Maybe the bilateral movement is too much because of the wind or stuff like that.
Absolutely.
That's why you're switching end. But in modern days cricket, you have since now that T20 has been introduced into the formats as one of the part of the game, you see bowlers do all manner of things, and it works for them.
Yeah, I think at the test level, ends are still very important. So you have people like where swing bowling becomes there's a premium on swing bowling. So bowling from a particular end, getting the wind behind you, to enhance whatever swing you're trying to bowl, it can be very important. So people like James Anderson, Dale Steyn, those are guys that. And then there's some pitches that just have uphill and downhill, and again, those things they help the bowler's rhythm. And again, so at the test level, at the T20 level, I think it's really more about the length of the boundary nowadays. Spinners spinners want to bowl, in a way that they eat them into the longer boundary, and so those ends, as a captain, you want to bring in your spinners from the end that has a longer boundary, and also. But pacers, but nowadays with the rate at which these guys are hitting the balls, I don't even know whether
and stuff like that.
Absolutely,
man, it's awesome. Anyway, end of over. Aquil considered 5 runs in that over, and
this is the over tower. When we look at it, so far so good. Most productive over. For Sierra Leone has been the second over and the 12th over. Yeah. Or otherwise, it's been average for most of the other overs. Yeah. Again, Sierra Leone just about 7 runs behind where Ghana was at this time. The wickets, both teams have lost 4 wickets at this point. This was when Ghana had the wobble for a bit and then picked it up towards the end. So yeah, still doable. Still very doable.
Daniel coming back from the court of appeal end of 14 over 68 for the loss of 4 wickets. Like we say, still doable. Just one expensive over. We open up this game again, and so we can't totally give it up to the Ghanaian side for.
Absolutely. Question is there anybody in the Sierra Leonean team that can do that? That can take on Lassana Lamine? Has played, as we've seen him hit one into the car park, and so he has that potential, right?
He has that potential.
If he gets,
if you look at his the number of balls he has faced and the runs, you find out that the strike rate is not that bad. So if Lamine will occupy the crease for a while, I think other batters can play around him.
I'm just surprised there's no mid wicket. For me, it's an opportunity for you as a batsman to try and walk the ball there.
Well, again,
there's no cow corner, no mid wickets. You've got to make use of your move around the wicket, try and get the ball into the mid wicket area.
That's a side to the coin. Sometimes captains open those feet and make you want to go over there, and
You see, as I said that, captain adjusting his field.
So so a lot in the short format of the game.
Exactly. You know,
Some
that's
setup,
that's the right
some
field.
purposely set up and stuff like that, so can happen also between.
Those are the things you take advantage of. You know, that was really
Open for
It
them.
was an open field, and you
Yeah.
needed to have taken advantage of that. But now the
it.
captain has realized his error and put a fielder there.
That's good. Danny has a very good economic smooth run up and is very athletic. I think I love his run up and delivery. you know.
Yeah, correct. That was short. I think that was there to be hit.
Yes, yeah, it was away, but I think
Yeah.
the pace beat the bat.
And downhill, and again, those things.
I love cutting. I love pulling, you know. And I remember back in the school days from at the law college, the short master called Ovie Oswaso.
Yeah, he could pull a yorker over here.
Man, that man with the young hat, with the lion hat, it will pull you.
He can
Short
pull
of
a
a
yorker.
bullet, you're sure of going to the boundary.
Absolutely.
I was happy that he actually played for the country at some time, you know. So such talent from secondary school growing through, you know. Played for the under 19 for the country and also played for the country. It's good to see player.
Daniel keeping it tidy.
Oh, well, stop.
Yeah, that was a freebie. That should have been dispatched to the mid-wicket boundary. I feel like you don't let those balls go. You've got to take advantage of it.
I mean, this over has been so good for Daniel. Just only one on consider and one ball remaining. They have to start using their feet. They have to start playing. I mean, it's just 6 overs remaining.
Lovely shot. Is that going to get to the boundary? No. Third man covers it. 2 runs.
Okay. So that's end of over. And that's taking us to the end of 15th over. 69 runs for the loss of 4 wickets.
71.
71
for
runs. Okay, that 4 was added. I beg your pardon. Okay. Gradually, 5 overs to come.
Yeah.
8 runs required per over. So,
Yeah, 42 runs in 30 balls. Looking very tricky at this point. 5 more overs to go. Do you think the batsmen should go at it now?
Well, they have to do something. They have to actually an information to one of the batter to go on while the other play around him. Maybe Lanwin should be given more strike while the other plays solo.
At this point, if I were batting, I'll be looking at maybe 3 singles and a boundary.
On the boundary, yeah. You just need that to just get you to a comfortable. So you play and you drag it towards the last over. There will be more pressure definitely when runs are taken.
That should be 2 any day. Good fielding.
Yes.
And lovely shot. Well placed. But mid off an extra cover. We were able to come round to cut that out. But good way to start the over from Lassana Lamir. 2 runs. Is this the over we're waiting for, TJ?
Well, we never can tell it's just the first ball. We know Aquel is not easy to come by. We know.
Well bowled. That came into him. I think at this point you've got to open that front foot up a bit, and just give your bat some room.
There's a lot
to go.
do with. There's a lot to do to play Aquel. He both in and out. You never can know which one is coming with. You just have to watch him nicely. Just like
you have a very good. You make a very good point there.
see, he has brought two balls in. The first one was away from me. That's why he dropped that one for 2 down the deep extra covers area. So definitely, Lami might be looking for the 4th ball coming down to him as an in swing, and he might decide to bring that out to beat him.
You make very valid points, Tamno.
You know, when I watch the game of cricket, sometimes it takes me back to chess. When you play chess, you know, a lot of calculations. It doesn't just come easy by, but easy for the viewers to actually make comments and all.
Good shot. Good shot. Very good shot by Lassana Lamir.
Lovely foot movement also.
Yeah, keeping the head steady, keeping the eyes on the ball,
Very important.
and being able to push it down.
Yes.
I think just maybe opening up the face a bit would have gotten that ball slightly squarer.
That's I think that's what we don't do in this part of Africa. You know, we in the Asian part they use a lot of risk.
Oh, drum chance. And to make it matters was one run.
One run by George Edward and Lamine. Good running between the wicket, even though the risk of going out was just been missed now.
Yeah, so far so good. 4 runs in this over. 3 shy of the 7 required for the over.
Akwe's still not bowling bad. They are still maintaining the 4 runs per over. Well delayed and brought shot away from him, and that was dragged away from him, and that's the end of the 16th over. It's 75 for the loss of 4 wickets.
Absolutely. Look, more and more impossible. Required run rate of 9.5 now. Let's just say 10 runs to be on the safe side.
Wow.
That's a tough ask now, I would say, considering the outfield not very fast today because of the rains we experienced this morning.
You're right, Chill.
Again, so you've got to really go at the boundary, but you've got to make it count, you know.
They need to decide right now and actually make a decision for the next this over and the next over if they must get there. They need to attack the bowling, they need to walk down, they need to shuffle. They need to really take the fight back to the bowlers. If not, the way they are going, the runs keep piling per over. It's meant to be going down.
Yeah, the Sierra Leonean team, you know, encouraging their teammates to go at it. Oh,
trying to do a scoop of that one.
Yep, trying to do a scoop.
Missed it.
I think
the technique behind that one was a bit wrong.
That requires some technique. I think some practice rather.
Trust me.
But yeah,
let's have a replay.
One run is better than nothing.
If you see the replay, you'll find out that it's meant to really kneel down and go under it like an uppercut. But if you watch that replay, you find out he was standing and trying to bend the bat or tweet the bat and couldn't get the ball on the bat.
I think Daniel has tried to stick to the offside field. And, you know, even looking at, you know, his field setting, third man, point, gully, extra cover, long off. Oh, lovely shot. Is that going to get to the boundary for 4? It does.
Lamine has done it again. I told you that Lamine needs to strike while other batters play around him. And he's actually taking responsibility. It's good to see him do that. Captain and also a current player in the team.
Absolutely. Just too much weight there. And yeah, just opening up, giving himself space, going to the stepping to the leg side. And, you know, turn it into a square drive and putting it just slight to the left of extra cover.
You're right. I also like the way he covers the bat to keep the ball on the ground for no risk shot.
Oh, lovely bowling and lovely comeback from Daniel.
Very well blown.
Again, you know, even though you premeditate, you still have to put yourself in a mindset where, you know, if it's not there, you need to be able to quickly just at least get bat on ball to take a single.
When we see batters trying to attack the ball, they have to understand that and there will be variation from that same ball. Like, because he knows that you're coming after him. So Lamine should have just waited a bit, not premeditating and, you know, a French shot without the ball.
Yep.
It's safe. I think it's safe. They are going to go for 2. It's just part of the game. I mean, you're looking for runs. You just have to take some risk, you know.
Absolutely. And that's 7 runs already in this over.
Yes.
2 more balls to go. So it's not impossible, and this is what we talk about. It's not impossible, and I think Lamine quickly learning from the first ball where he just tried to loft to realizing that, you know, important I keep my eyes on the ball, and then even still in the middle of trying to attack the bowler on the front foot. If it's there on the short, if it's short, and then I still have to, you know, quickly adjust my attacking shot.
You're right, and also that makes us to understand that Lamine understood what runs is required. So he's much more aware of the situation.
Yep.
So it's adjusting. You can see that it's actually going at every ball, unlike when it was redrawn.
Yeah, not a bad over. 7 from it so far. Yeah, you need 2 more. That's what we talk about. You know, you could have taken 1 run off each of these balls, and you probably be in a better position. So our batsmen need to, you know, look at the scoreboard more. Don't get drawn into the scoreboard pressure too often.
Exactly. And that's why we encourage batters to
Again,
make advantage.
That's probably going to be 2 runs. Yeah, which makes it 9 runs.
Wonderful.
And yeah, not bad when you consider what is required.
Really not bad. You know, when you are chasing a target, knowing that you're chasing a target, there's going to always be pressure at the end part of the game. You need to just build that, take responsibility of playing well in the first 10 to 15 overs to make sure that you get enough runs to give you. And that's why you encourage chasing power, you know, when you go at the ball and when you don't need the runs, because we always know that the last 5 to 7 overs there's always pressure, especially in the T20 formats.
Yeah, you're very right, TJ. If I'm a betting man, my money will be on Sierra Leone. Ghana was in a similar position. So are we going to see another super over today?
Wow, the one between Ghana, was it Ghana and Rwanda? Man, Shehu, if you bet on that game that Rwanda will win, you must have lost. You will lose all your money. I tell you, that game swung from the 17th over. Ghana just played a very big, expensive over and got back into the game, and it went into power play, and they actually won that particular match.
Absolutely. Speaking of the 17th over, we're about to start the 18th now. TJ, 3 more overs to go. 29 runs needed. If this was the IPL, we would say the batting side would probably clearly win it.
Definitely.
1 run there, getting Lamine on strike, which is the plan exactly.
It's good to have Shehu Ajidagba back to the comment box. Shehu, you're welcome. I'll give you the mic now to speak a little.
This is that moment we have all been waiting for. We will now start the mathematics now. Lansana Lamine and George Ngbeba, a battle of 2 captains, 1 former, 1 current. Can they take Sierra Leone home?
Ooh. Well bowled by Aquil. Aquil bowling his 4th over. It's been, it's been quite expensive. 22 runs for the no wicket so far. So, you know, when you look at the field sets and show, a 3rd man, you have a goalie, deep goalie, backward of point, and you also have, long off extra cover. Oh man, is that going to be a catch now? You know, just dropping short of long on. Oh.
They need about 10 runs per over. Akil, what he achieved in that final over was quite impressive, and one of the many reasons the Ghanaians will still have this hope that they might make it 3 out of 3 against Sierra Leone. And he doesn't want a repeat of that.
Oh, lovely. At this point, any shot that gets you a run is lovely.
Any shot is beautiful.
Yeah, I can see why that 3rd man is there. I was just questioning whether they really needed that 3rd man. But it comes in, saves them 3 runs. Again, Shehu Ajidagba, you know, this, again, Sierra Leone will be kicking themselves. That last over is really why they're looking like they won't be able to make it, you know, conceding over 10 runs in that last over. Again, another top edge to 3rd man. Aquil really keeping it tidy here. Bowling very well. You know, the batsmen are unable to actually get the ball down the wicket. If I were the batsman, I don't think I'll be looking at getting the ball down. Is he switching to a left-handed batsman now? It's interesting, George switched to left. This reminds me of the Australian.
That was lovely.
Some interesting cricket we're watching here. Oh, another one there.
Can they go for one more?
Oh,
Not
no.
at all. But Sheung, one of the many things Sierra Leone will look back and regret is the opening batters who had an opportunity to take one extra run and they were so sloppy about it.
Yeah, of
the
that last over cost them a lot. 90 for 4, 2 more overs to go. And it's getting really interesting. Really interesting. I think I still think Ghana is ahead, Sean, but
23 runs
This is
in 12
cricket.
balls.
if this were the IPL, the batting side would clearly be the winning team. Yeah, but again, 2 balls will change the game. 2 boundaries, 2 big sixes, and we know Lamine is capable of that. So,
and like they say, Ashake said, they never see me coming. We never saw this kind of game coming.
again, big credit to the groundsmen who have given us a wonderful playing surface today. Despite all the challenges we had with the rain delay in the morning, a lot of credit goes to Francis, Abu, Mark, Nosa from Edo State, and Monsura, and all those who have supported in making sure that we're able to get 2 good games today. Yeah.
And what again we have on our hands? 23 runs in 12 balls. Can we get a super over? Godfred Bakiwayem.
Yeah. Ashake, lonely at the top now.
And like we say, this is 10 over 10. Number 10 bowling, number 10 batting. Godfred, number 10. Lansana Lamine, number 10. We never saw this coming.
Everybody at the edge of their seats.
Absolutely.
This over is going to determine a lot. Oh, beautiful Yorker. And Godfred with the can't see me coming sign.
He's the real Ashake.
Telling the batsman you didn't see the ball.
You didn't see it.
You didn't see it.
You never saw it coming.
And the DJ also seems to be in the seems to be aligned with us. Playing at the edge of
we do it like fine wine in Nigeria. Our musicians are doing excellently well. And that was clean bowling. The bowler getting the better of the batter.
Absolutely.
We thought it was going to be the other way around. That was going to be Lansana Lamine's day to take Sierra Leone to El Dorado.
I think the umpire is just having a word with Godfrey about the celebration there. Saying, just trying to tell the young man to calm down. And
you can see Lansana Lamine bench looking a bit dejected, and that's the replay.
Can't see me coming.
And in all of it, there is the decency part in cricket. That's why they call it the gentleman's game. And the umpire, especially the man who has stood in as an umpire for over 2 decades and more, David Odiambo, and that's why they call him umpire mentor, the man from Kenya.
Yeah.
Bringing into play the rules of International Cricket Council, and what he says. Chenoba is another batter that you have to be wary about.
Oh, lovely stroke. Far runs.
I told you about Chenoba.
Lovely stroke there. 4 runs.
Now there's nothing to lose.
Absolutely. 19 runs in here. 9 balls. Is this possible?
Absolutely possible. That's about 2 runs off every ball, which a boundary will definitely come. 2 runs times 9 will take you into that super over.
Absolutely. I don't, for the
Cricket Council
got nothing
and
to
what
lose.
He says.
They've got to get bat on ball and make sure that they get at least 1 more boundary in this over. Still don't understand the fielding. No mid wicket at this time of the game. You are counting on the bowler to get the Yorker spot on. That's too risky for me, if you ask me. Another one down to mid off. Again, tension. You can feel the tension at the Tafawa Balewa Cricket Oval right now. Literally, the Sierra Leoneans are sitting on the edge of their seats. I'm looking at them right now. Really, everybody's tense. Turning out to be a fantastic game, Ajidagba.
Definitely, and this is like a precursor to what we should be expecting tomorrow.
Lovely stroke. Is that going to go 6? Is that 6 or 4? That is 4.
Ladies and gentlemen!
That is 6.
Oh my God!
Fantastic shot over
What
extra
a
cover.
game!
Oh my.
George said today is the day where I need to show myself as the captain of this side.
Oh my. Wonderful stroke.
As the Swale had no answer to it.
12 runs in 7 balls. Oh, lovely shot again.
Can they go for 2? Yes, they go.
2. Oh God.
Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts.
Interesting over. Ashake Godfrey starting off very well. Taking a wicket, but not ending very well. After that wicket, conceding 13 runs in that over, and making it look like, making it look easier for the Sierra Leonean team, needing 10 runs in the last over.
Everybody is upstanding from the. You can see them. They are already vibing, and we're expecting them to sing their song. Alawa ilolo, alo, alawa ilolo, alo, alo. George Sese is even getting set. There is meeting everywhere. The two batters are having meeting. Channel Bar, and of course George Ngbeba. These Ghanaians are having a meeting. What an over we are having.
Absolutely. George started off. Again, you have to ask yourself. Maybe George wasn't expressing himself fully because Lamine was in the but now things have changed. Very good shots from George so far. 26 off 25 balls, and it just goes to show you how quickly this game can change. As a bowler, do you want to be bowling this final over? Endurance, would you be?
This kind of over, like I continue to say, they need 10 runs in 6 balls. That means every ball they need about 2 runs. I remember this over at Wiloma Cricket Ground. It was even more difficult in 2013. Nigeria versus Tanzania. Tanzania needing 7 runs to win. Last over of a T20 game. Endurance of captain of the side, first had a consultation with Sean Phillips, and they finally handed over the ball to Saeed Akolade, and that was an amazing over.
Absolutely. I've been on the side. It's never really, as a bowler, you never really want to find yourself in this situation. It reminds me of the World Cup, England versus New Zealand. Starts very well. First ball, shot of a good length.
Rexford Bakum coming from the pavilion end. This is the guy. They need 10 runs from 5 balls.
I've got to say, man, Sheon Ajidagba, considering the field is set, that was lucky. He got away with that. Oh! Hook shot. Is that going to be 2 runs? Yes,
they will run. They need all those runs.
Oh, man. That almost was a 3rd run. Considering the field is set, that was lucky. He got away with that. 8 runs needed off 4 balls. Very doable. Just 2 boundaries. You need to be optimistic if you're on the batting side. If you're in the fielding side, you also need to be optimistic and just say we need to stop the boundaries.
Anywhere will do.
That's got to be 4, is it? No,
it didn't.
Good stop on the boundary. 6 balls, 6 runs off 3 balls. This is looking like another super over, Sheung.
Sheung, 5 to get into a super over, 6 to win.
5 runs to get into the super over
Yes.
and 6 to win.
Off 3 balls. I don't want to be in the shoes of Rexford back home. Just like in 2019, Ben Stokes told Geoffrey Archer, this super over will not define you.
That was a slower ball. Slower ball. Batsman
Intelligent.
asking for a wide to be declared. Umpire telling the batsman that is 1 short ball for the over. So he's got to bowl it up and make sure it's not over the batsman's shoulder at this point.
Shenoba, what can he do?
Oh, another dot ball. And 6 runs required of this last ball. Do you think it's possible, Ajidagba? 6 runs.
Look at the face of the non-striking batter and the captain, George Ngbeba.
Anything is possible.
Took out his helmet. Can he hit a 6?
Is it 6? Is that going to be a catch? Got on the boundary. What a game. What a game. What a game.
What a game.
Last ball thriller. Fantastic game of cricket.
What a game.
What a game of cricket, Sheung.
Congratulations to Ghana for winning this by 5 runs. But it must be said that the 5 runs, Sierra Leone will look back to say at the start of the game, there were some singles that they should have taken and they failed to make those singles, and it cost them at this critical moment.
Absolutely. They will also look back at the last over in their innings where they conceded over 10 runs, and I'm sure they will probably regret that now. Allowing Akui to score 12 runs in that over. If only they had limited it to maybe about 5, the story would maybe be a different story. But overall, fantastic game of cricket. Good advert for what we'll be expecting tomorrow. Again, to all our viewers, our listeners, we're expecting you at the Tafa Balewa Cricket Oval tomorrow to join us in the grand finale of this West African Trophy sponsored by Dafabet, Eniken, Sparkle. It promises to be an exciting affair. Again, Sheung, ahead of tomorrow's games, do you think we are expecting something? Do you think we can top the excitement we've had today?
It's going to be explosive, but we are set for the post-match presentation, and we'll go and do that as quickly as possible.
Thank you very much.
I'm enjoying the excitement at the West Africa Trophy, proudly sponsored by Dafabet, organized by the Nigerian Cricket Federation. What a game! Day 9, Match 18, lived up to the excitement. Ghana versus Sierra Leone, a game that ended with 5-run victory for the Ghanaians to make it 3-0 over Sierra Leone. But you must say, that was a scintillating, brilliant performance from the Sierra Leoneans. At this juncture, I'd like to speak with the captain of the Sierra Leoneans. The look say far more than the mouth will have said. George Edward Ngbeba. Captain, unfortunately, this had to happen. How do you explain a game where people like George Edward Ngbeba, Alison Toure, scoring double digits, Lansana Lamine, but you still went ahead to lose by 5 runs? How do you explain what happened today?
Well, this is difficult to take. Unfortunate that we lost the match today because it was a clear win for us. We started very well. Since the first inning, we bowled them very well. We came again, we planned the innings. We talked about it, how to go about it. The openers did very well for us. We are above 30 in the power play for the loss of only 1 wicket. And later we kept on building partnerships. Although it was not long, but we keep on building till Lamine came in, contributed with me. Also at the end, difficult to take.
Quick one, there were some quick singles that should have happened that didn't happen. And as we go into tomorrow's game, that will be take 4. That is real battle. Ghana again versus Sierra Leone for who takes 3rd position. I'm sure this one will be, we want to win this at all costs.
Yeah, well, we will continue to stick to the process. We'll talk about it. We are going to give again the commitment. Everybody is going to give 100% commitment and see where the commitment will take us. So I think the focus on the commitment and the process, I think that will be better for us. And at the end of the day, we'll get the desired result. But first of all, we'll focus on the process and focus on the commitment. The result will come later at the end.
George Edward Ngbeba, you have earned the right to smell your flowers. Take a bow for today's performance. The whole world is proud of you. Thank you very much.
Most welcome.
I don't want to be in the side of these Sierra Leoneans. They gave it everything that they had. But someone who is over the moon now is the captain of the Ghanaians, from Takoradi to Tamale to Kumasi to Accra. Everybody, there's excitement. And I love the look on the face of Samson Kwasi Awea, the captain of Ghana. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
That was a brilliant performance from you.
I wouldn't say it was brilliant, just that things went our way at the end for us to get a win because we didn't really play to expectation. We were expecting to score at least 140 with even the conditions, but things didn't work out. I think my boys, lots of them didn't really read the conditions well because there was no air blowing and or the outfield was slow. So more of singles would have made it for us, but most of my guys were all thinking of big shots, which we ended up being catches, which really brought back the game from our hands, like restricting us having a bigger total.
Finally, in the last over, where you had an explosive George Edward Ngbeba, the captain of Sierra Leone, and of course Chenoba, who doesn't want to read the books, what was going through your head? Who to give the ball to? You had to give it to the man with the biggest body somato type, Rexford Bakum.
Yes, before the last over, I believe if everyone watching saw that, I called everybody in. Let's decide, because I feel when we have discussions on the last over who should bowl, there's so much faith and support he will definitely deliver. And when we all decided we'll give the ball to him, I know he's a fighter. Therefore, I have believed in his bowling, because I know he varies his balls. So therefore, I had believed in him that he will definitely make us win.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
And tomorrow is take 4.
Yes, sir. We still hold on to. We haven't done well in the tournament. We're still hoping to stay on the wicket and play much better to really prepare ourselves for major tournaments ahead.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my list, how do you explain people like Lansana Lamine, George Edward Ngbeba, Alusin Toure, all of them in the hunt for player of the match. But guess what? 30 runs off 27 balls, 1 wicket, 4.00. Ladies and gentlemen, that goes to Rexford Bakum. And of course, to help me with the presentation, the third umpire for today, Habib Amoto Enesi from Kaduna State, Nigeria. I love the smile on the face of my very good friend. I love the smile on the face of my very good friend, Rexford Bakum. Congratulations on today's player of the match.
Thank you very much.
What was going through your head, Rexford? Final over, bowling to Chenoba, George, Edward Ngbeba. Their eyes already wide open and they want to go for any ball.
Yeah, it was very difficult for me, but then luckily I had the faith of my captain and then most of the players backing me to bowl because I hadn't bowled the whole game, so bowling the last over was pretty tough for me, but I had to just keep the faith because my skipper, vice captain and then all the guys had the faith, so I had to just back myself and do it.
Tomorrow is another day against this same Sierra Leone.
Yeah. So far it's 3-0 against them, so we are hopefully backing ourselves to finish and then come third, and then hopefully next time we'll do much better.
Congratulations, Rexford.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, you just heard Rexford Bakum. We want to finish strong tomorrow. Like I told you, from Koforidua to Sonyani to Cape Coast to Tamale to Takoradi, excitement all the way. And that's how we bring the conclusion of the round robin matches of the West Africa Trophy, proudly sponsored by Dafabet, organized by the Nigerian Cricket Federation. By the time we reconvene tomorrow, it will be the top place game. Ghana versus Sierra Leone, take 4. Nigeria versus Rwanda.
Sierra Leone would dominate at 26 for no loss.
Over 4 for Ghana over Sierra Leone, and 4/4 for Nigeria over Rwanda. Only time will tell. From the Tafawa Balewa Cricket Oval, venue of this interesting competition, my name has been Oluwaseun Ajidagba, and to you all, I say to you, Utafu Gazi.